whipped cream. And of course, a chocolate 17. When I score a goal, come celebrate with me at the Milkshake Factory.
Make your game day sweeter. Get to the Penguins mobile app and grab your offer for a free chocolate chip cookie from select Crumble locations on any Penguins home game day. Score big with game day flavors from Crumble, official partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Just like defensemen have to protect the crease, you have to protect the paint of your car. Mr. Magic Car Wash is offering a free Paint Protect wash valued at $25 to all new customers. Visit MrMagicCarWash.com to redeem your free wash today.
Playmate rebound on the view.
Backhanded pass, left scores! What a feed from Sidney Crosby for his 90th point of the season. Crosby centering past Malkin, trying to get a couple jabs at it, and getting Malkin from the seat of his pants joins the 500 club.
Welcome to a new era of Penguins hockey on the radio. The Pittsburgh Penguins Radio Network proudly presents Penguins Hockey. Presented by S&T Bank and brought to you in part by Number One Cochrane. Go one better. By IC Light. By McDonald's, providing you the official burger of the Pittsburgh Penguins. By GetGo Cafe and Market. GetGo, where the Pens go. By Coca-Cola, founding partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. By Clearview Federal Credit Union, helping people enjoy a better life. And by Indra Energy, an official Penguins Pledge champion partner. And now for the play-by-play action. Here's Joe Brand and Colby Armstrong.
The Pittsburgh Penguins have had a hot start to the season, but is it Florida-level hot? We'll find out as the Penguins visit the reigning two-time Stanley Cup champs and the Florida Panthers here tonight on the Penguins Radio Network. What's going on, Penguins fans? Welcome inside Amerant Bank Arena. I'm Joe Brand, and we've got Colby Armstrong back on the radio side of things. Armdog, great to see you, man. Long time no see.
Yes, great to be down here. We work at some TV together, so the chemistry should be just going, just pumping. Excited to be here. This is a big game, I feel, for the Penguins too, Joe, with their play of late. And now you come up against this team, I think, you know, they got a win last game. They had dropped 4 in a row. It was big. Panthers are reeling with some injuries to some key guys, but it's still Florida Panthers. And so for the Penguins to come in here into their rink, it's their first game at home after a long 5-game road trip. This is kind of like a game where you're picking up some steam. Some things are feeling good, and now you're coming up against the back-to-back defending Stanley Cup champions. It has a little bit of a different vibe. So I'm curious to see how the Penguins react here against this Florida team after, you know, they're getting some talk, Joe, around the league. They're getting some talk about the great start they had, and rightfully so with the way they're playing. So there's a little more in my brain on this game here tonight.
Yeah, one of the guys joining in on that talk is Florida Panthers head coach Paul Maurice. He had said that this team has been playing connected. There's that word again, thrown out by the opposing coach. But he also said that it hasn't been a fluke, and the Penguins have earned this start so far under their new head coach of Dan Muse. I mean, what has impressed you with the Penguins so far, just 7 games in?
Well, I think, you know, you can look at underlying numbers and look at stats and do all this stuff. That just watching them, they seem more determined and organized. They seem more on top of it and in sync. They seem like they're working harder for each other in a sense. And then defensively, they're on top of it a lot more and limiting key hard chances. You know, the chances that we were like, oh, what's wrong with the goaltending? I mean, we could have said that, yes, last year. But this year, it just seems like it's a lot tighter. It gives their goalies, you know, a better opportunity and a fighting chance at giving their teams chances to stay in the game, win games, be important at key times. and their playing style as a unit, as a team, has been exceptional. So yeah, Paul Maurice is right. They have earned it, and it's been fairly consistent, and they've had everyone involved, Joe, which has been huge.
This game does become a little bit more interesting because the Florida Panthers are playing .500 hockey right now, but you can't talk about that without talking about who they're missing right now. No Alexander Barkov, no Matthew Tkachuk, no Dmitry Kulikov tonight. But this is a Panthers team that's built with a lot of depth, and they've won back-to-back Stanley Cups because of their game plan, because of their style of play. And even though the few injuries that they're dealing with right now is a pretty heavy part of their lineup and their scoring contribution, they're still a team that can go out and do those things.
Yeah, they are. And they've got guys, I think they've just generally, offensively, statistically got off to a slow start. They've got guys that, Sam Reinhart, that's just a goal-scoring machine. No Barkov now, right, who he's played with and had massive success with. So that's a big change for them. But as a group, they play a certain determined style of hunting pucks, forechecking, physicality, and for the most part, over the last few years, they've had guys be able to come in and fill in holes, and guys banged up, and he has to go down in some of these playoff runs, and they got guys that can slide in there. Anton Lundell, a centerman who I think of down the middle for them, that's going to be given a big opportunity here with Barkov out of the lineup. So I don't know. They're good because, yes, they have some good players, but they're good because of the style that they play as a team. And I think everyone's gunning for them, man. They're kind of the team when they won here back-to-back that everyone talked about. They're the bar, right? They're the bar, and so it's that playing style, that in-your-face playing style, because they can beat you a lot of different ways. But I think they especially love bullying you. And, so tonight here for the Penguins, you can expect that they'll want to do that on home ice. And, they got a win against Boston. They were down and out, as I mentioned, and things weren't going good. But, the veteran team that they are, you think they're going to put their best foot forward on home ice, and the Pens have to be prepared for that.
Yeah, the Penguins will definitely have to try to withstand that bullying, or at least limit it here tonight at Amerant Bank Arena. And that's going to include staying out of the penalty box, which the Penguins have done a pretty good job of over the last couple of games. We were on that call in Anaheim, Army, in a tough penalty by Parker Wotherspoon that ended up costing the Penguins the game. Since then, special teams have really locked in, and that's been a big reason of why they've won all 3 games since.
Yeah, it has. And that was the big thing, right? The New York Rangers blowout game, shorthanded goal, 2 power play goals against. You go into Anaheim, as you just mentioned, and then that happens. And then since then, they've stayed out of the box. They've been able to kill penalties. They're 7 for 7 in their last 3 games played. It's looking pretty solid. And then at the same time, if you don't score a power play goal, but you kill them, okay, it wipes out. Good. 5-on-5 play. Been good for the Penguins. Advantage Penguins. Last game, too, they got 2 power play goals from their second unit, and late in the game when the score was up, they put on their third and fourth units. Everyone got a chance at the end of the game on the power play. So special teams a big factor, but I like how they kind of tightened it up. They got a little bit, they got into the box a little bit too much in those 2 games. It's out of character. It puts a big strain on certain guys through your lineup in those units. And so, they give themselves a much better chance. So much smarter style of hockey they've been able to play here on this winning streak since coming out of that. And they made some adjustments that mattered.
Lastly, I want to talk about the goaltending because I really enjoyed the conversation with Paul Steigerwald earlier today. I mean, a rotation, a tandem, really, of Tristan Jarry and Artur Shilovs. It has alternated every game so far. Dan Muse has not strayed away from that rhythm. So tonight, Tristan Jarry gets the start. After Artur Shilovs had another solid game, but Jarry takes on the Florida Panthers for the 12th time this year. It's been a great start for Tristan Jarry this season, a 2-1-0 record, 267 goals against average. I never thought about it the way that you and Staggy were describing it, because it really does work out so well for both guys in this instance.
Yeah, you've got a new guy in Shilovs coming in, trying to establish himself as an NHL goaltender. He's had some mostly in the playoffs, but a guy that I think when you give him those days off and you give him a role or a job as he's coming in and trying to do that, it makes it easy. You know when you're going to play. You know this is the rotation. You can come in, you can prepare, you can do your job, and you can go, oh man, am I going to play next game? I just got a shutout. Like, is this going to... No, you're not playing next game. It's been established. Both guys got shutouts and did not play the next game. So the rotation continues, and I think for Tristan Jarry, it's a different animal, right? He's been here a while. He's had great moments. He's had moments where he didn't quite live up to the moment. And then he had a year last year that is for him, forgettable. And so coming in this year with kind of nothing to lose, got to play. They made it easy on him. Hey, you're going to play. We're going to get this rotation out to start. Guys can settle in. They can be themselves. They can play their game. It's just that game, Joe. Yep. They don't have to worry about being a horse and carrying the load and, what if this happens? It's just play your game and get it done. So, in a sense, it takes away that mental aspect of preparation and helps you. It helps you hone it, and it helps you be laser focused on exactly what you have to do. And I think now that we're into this a bit, it's kind of a rhythm thing now. So it's just boom, boom, and with the schedule,
sure.
I mean, they're rolling, and maybe it's the smartest thing. And it's maybe the smartest thing when you do look at the schedule at overtaxing guys as well. Bobrovsky's played a lot of hockey here for this team out of the get-go, but he's used to it.
All right, Al, great to have you back.
Awesome being here.
That's the Arm Dog, Colby Armstrong, as the Penguins take on the Florida Panthers for the first time this year. It's 1 out of 3 matchups. This is the only visit to Amerant Bank Arena for the Penguins this season. The next 2 games will be in Pittsburgh, and they'll actually be back-to-back in April. So the Penguins and Panthers don't match up again until early April. It'll be April 4th and April 5th. And yeah, back-to-back games in Pittsburgh against the same opponent. A little bit of a unique circumstance on the schedule. Last year, these 2 teams matched up 3 times, and the Penguins picked up at least a point in all 3 games. They went 1-0-2 against the Panthers with an overtime winner at home, and then 2 shootout losses here in Florida at Amerant Bank Arena. Let's get you our starting lineups, which are presented by Clearview Federal Credit Union. We'll go with Dan Muse's Pittsburgh Penguins. The top line of Ricard Raquel, Sidney Crosby, and Brian Rust. Anthony Mantha, Genny Malkin, and Justin Brazeau. That second line that's just been humming for the Penguins continues on. Tommy Novak is with Ben Kindle and Philip Hollander. Connor Dewar, Blake Lazant, and Nola Chari make up the fourth line. They picked up the first goal in their last game against the Vancouver Canucks. Your defensive pairs for the Penguins tonight: Parker Wotherspoon and Eric Carlson, Ryan Shea with Chris Letang. Caleb Jones takes on his older brother Seth Jones here with the Florida Panthers, and Connor Clifton is in the lineup tonight. So yes, Harrison Brunick is out of the lineup. Connor Clifton is in, and as we mentioned earlier, Tristan Jarry gets his 4th start of the season, bringing in a 2-1-0 record with a .267 goals against average. Sergei Bobrovsky in net for the Florida Panthers, who come into this game 4-4-0. They're coming off a long road trip that wasn't all that favorable. 1-4-0 with the Florida Panthers, with losses in Philly, Detroit, New Jersey, and Buffalo. But they are coming off a victory against the Boston Bruins Tuesday night, and a very emotional night for Brad Marchand, his first game back in Boston since being traded last season. That'll do it for our pregame warm-up. When we come back, we'll have puck drop for you. It's the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Florida Panthers here from Amerant Bank Arena, and it's all here on the Penguins Radio Network.
Hey, Pittsburgh fans, this is Paul Steigerwald. In hockey, big goals cause big momentum shifts. As we all know, our Penguins have scored a lot of big goals over the years. As a founding partner of the Penguins, PPG also likes big goals and is pursuing them off the ice to better the Pittsburgh community and they develop solutions that preserve natural resources with the goal to protect and beautify our world. PPG Paints Arena is proud to be the first LEED Gold certified NHL arena. We like big goals because when we score them, we all win.
It takes all of us to take action and bring awareness to create a better community and environment. Penguins Pledge brings together key Penguins business partners with a common goal to create a more environmentally conscious community. Our Penguins Pledge champion partners, PPG, US Steel, EQT, Wesco, Indra Energy, and Coca-Cola, are all committed to a better and more sustainable Pittsburgh. Learn more at pittsburghpenguins.com/Penguins Pledge.
In Pittsburgh, champions aren't just born, they're built. And NSS Life has been part of that winning legacy for decades.
We've stood with the city's champions on and off the field,
building futures that are strong, secure, and built to last.
NSS Life is proud to be part of Pittsburgh's past and your future.
NSS Life, the official life insurance company of the Pittsburgh Penguins. NSS Life, where family matters.
all set for hockey here in Sunrise, Florida, as the Pittsburgh Penguins take on the Florida Panthers for the first time this year. Welcome in, Penguins fans. Alongside Colby Armstrong, I'm Joe Brandt. We're thrilled to have you here with us for another edition of Pittsburgh Penguins hockey. Penguins come into this game winners of their last three. They're 5-2-0, taking on the reigning two-time Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. The Panthers starting their year at 4-4-0. Again, they're coming off a 5-game road trip where they only picked up one win. It was their last game against the Boston Bruins. They are without a few of their heavy hitters. Alexander Barkov, Matthew Tkachuk, and Dmitry Kulikov. Obviously all unavailable for the Florida Panthers tonight. For the Pittsburgh Penguins, Sidney Crosby plays in his 54th career game against the Florida Panthers. He comes in with 68 career points against Florida. That's 30 goals, 38 assists. He's a +4 in his career with 4 game-winning goals and 7 career goals against Sergei Bobrovsky. So it'll be Sidney Crosby against Sam Bennett down at center ice here at Amerant Bank Arena. Drop of the puck, and Sid emphatically wins it. Dumps it down into the Penguins' end. Opening faceoff brought to you by number 1 Cochran. Go one better. Penguins in their road white sweaters. They're attacking from left to right. Florida Panthers in their home red sweaters, attacking from right to left, and already a shot on net by Crosby, but a diving Gustav Forsling knocks it down. Fight for the puck in the corner. Sid tries to feed it to Raquel, jumps off his skates. They fight for the puck in the slot. The Panthers finally escape it out. Now down to the ice goes one of the Panthers. No whistle blown. But just a good poke check coming from Parker Wotherspoon to break up the play.
Yeah, really good, staying right in front of him. Some dancing footwork there, Joe, but Wotherspoon just stayed directly in front of him and put him right on his backside.
As Armdog mentioned in the pregame show, the Penguins have killed off their last 7 penalties since Parker Wotherspoon's delay of game penalty in late in the third period in Anaheim that ended up costing the Penguins the game. But since then, they've picked up wins against LA, San Jose, and at home against Vancouver, now looking to take on the reigning Stanley Cup champs. Panthers cough up the puck in the Penguins zone. Malkin tries to take it ahead far side of the neutral zone, but the Panthers take it back. Seth Jones snaps it up ahead, jumps off the stick of Lundell. It's taken by Brazeau. Dumped forward by Mantha along the corner boards. Seth Jones tries to dig it out along the near wall, but it goes to the stick of Mikkola. He escapes it out as the Panthers take it through the neutral zone into the Penguins' end. Aki Samoskevich curls it around to the point. Missed Lundell, sent back in deep by Balinskis. Over to the far side as Mantha will race it down. Over a minute and a half gone in this game. No score yet, no shots on goal. First of 3 matchups between these two teams. They won't see each other again until April. The Penguins fight for the puck in front of their own penalty box. Puck gets batted around the boards. Pulled out for a moment by Ben Kindle, but then Juvis Balinskis takes it back for Florida. Hands it on over to Jesper Boquist. He'll send it around the boards in the Penguins end to the far side. It just passed Connor Clifton. Now a backhand shot by Boquist sailed high of the net. Balinskis keeps it alive at the near point, sends it down to the corner for Boquist. He lets it slide around the boards to the far half wall. Tommy Novak with a touch on it. I think another shot on net. Saved by Jari. He juggles the puck with his stick in behind the cage, and it goes over to the near corner. Taken down by the Panthers. Slow roller out to the near circle. Poked at by Gustav Forsling. Panthers had it in the neutral zone. No, actually, they were able to keep it onside. Forsling with a shot on net. Glove save Jari. 2.5 minutes gone in this game. No score. 2 shots on goal for the Panthers.
Well, looking at this Penguins team and maybe Paul Maurice and what he's going to do with this Penguins team. The success of the Malkin line we saw when they were out there. They went with, early in this game, Mikkola and Jones. I'm wondering if they'll be seeing that. They're leaving Ekblad, Forsling against that Crosby line, but they've got a great top 6 or 6 defenseman core unit. Can handle and maybe equal the size of the Mutant line, that Malkin line.
It's tough to take them down. Death by 1,000 cuts, it feels like it has to be. Malkin on a 4-game point streak. Anthony Mantha scored in back-to-back games. Panthers with it in the Penguin zone as a shot gets blocked. Mikula keeps it alive, sends it deep. Centering pass by Reinhart. Stolen by Connor Clifton. He'll take it out of harm's way to the end wall, try to flip it along the far boards. Lazat works at it, so does Achari, but it's dumped back deep by Florida. Rolls over to the near side as Greer chases after it. Stolen away by Connor Dewar. He'll chuck it out to the neutral zone. It goes tumbling to the stick of Mikula, who sends it deep again into the Penguin zone. This will be icing.
Yeah, Florida just, there's nothing like that pretty about their game, right? Their team game, Joe.
Yeah.
Like they just smother you. And when they get on the forecheck, they have a way of just closing in around you and creating turnovers. And they're great at making things happen after those battles. After those one battles off a forecheck on the wall. So that'll be a challenge here for the Penguins or any team in the NHL that plays the Panthers.
That just seems like why they're built so well for the playoffs, too.
Yeah.
Just draining teams series after series. That's why they've gone to 3 straight Stanley Cup finals. Penguins trying to pull the puck free with their top line in the Panthers zone. Near half wall. Goes loosely to the high slot. Wotherspoon's got it. Walks the line. Snaps it over to Carlson. Near point. He wrists one. Doesn't get through traffic. Rolls over to the far circle.
Just hit Jones in front of the net. Nice play by Wotherspoon and under duress at the blue line to kind of settle that play down and create that shot.
Penguins top line trying to get back into the Panthers zone. Russ swings it around the boards. It's scooped up by Aaron Ekblad, though. He can't clear it out. Wotherspoon keeps alive at the point. Another wrister, and Bobrovsky's all on top of it. That's the first shot on goal for the Penguins. 4 minutes gone in this game. No score.
A little taste of their own medicine on the Crosby line. It's some good work down in behind Bobrovsky. Getting the loose pucks, winning puck battles, creating a turnover. And it was Wotherspoon the first time. The shot was blocked as he fed it over to Carlson. That time just walking off the wall and not as much traffic in net. That's the thing, when you're battling on the wall, it's hard against these bigger defensemen for this Florida team to get to the front.
Mantha, quick drive that sizzled wide of the net. Kept alive by Letang at the near point. He sends it deep. Jumped off the stick of Malkin. Fight for the puck along the near boards. Letang sends it deep again, but it angles off the end wall. Goes over to the far board. Shea sends it down to the corner. Malkin muscles his way towards the corner of the trapezoid. Down to a knee for a moment, then gets himself back up. But Anton Lindell will shovel it out to the neutral zone for Florida. And now Luostarinen takes it into the Penguin zone with some speed. Chips it back to Marchand. He'll swing it around the boards, far half wall. Lindell playing it along the wall. Chips it back as it jumps off the top shelf. Handling it was Ryan Shea. Got it to Chris Letang. Fights for the puck. It's stolen by the Panthers. Marchand trying to go with the backhand. Never got it fully off. Seth Jones a drive. That got deflected. Penguins fight for the puck in the near corner as Shea looks to dig it out to Brazeau. Jones can't keep it onside. No, he did at the near point. Marchand with a drive. Saved by Jarry. Rebound kicked out towards the far side. It's in the slot. Puck pops up in the air and goes against the near wall.
Well, this is that line that was the third line for them on their run to Stanley Cup last year with Marchand, Luostarinen, and Lundell up the middle. And Marchand just threw one in the mixer there with bodies in front of the net. And Penguins had to be really careful gathering that one, getting it out of trouble.
This is the first time the Penguins have taken on Brad Marchand in a Florida Panthers jersey.
That's right. He was injured last time we were here, right after that trade.
This will be offside by the Panthers. Everyone knows the rest of the story. Marchand with 12, make it 10 playoff goals.
Yeah. That line was so good. Just so dangerous. He just added that extra element that you'd need through the depths of your lineup, and he can make so much happen. And really his game suits their style too. He's great on the wall, great in one-on-one battles. Of course, he trains with Crosby, McKinnon back home. Has that ability and has that all worked into his game.
Clearly the front office agrees. Marchand fresh off a 6-year, $31.5 million contract. That'll take him to his 42nd age year of playing. They got a lot of these guys locked up for quite some time. As Tommy Novak, it's thrown down, kind of tabletop. This is going to be a penalty on Florida.
A tripping call. Just a great executed breakout in the neutral zone. A little turnover puck. It gets to Novak, and he makes just such a nice, quick step to the side, and we get the call.
Minor penalty, tripping.
Former Penguin, Jeff Petrie, has to go sit as he was just late getting to him a bit, and with that quick move by Novak, he does have that little sketchiness to his game, that little glitch game, draws a penalty.
Well, he picked up his first goal in the Penguins' last game. Now the Penguins on the power play. Erik Karlsson walks the blue line to the high slot. Takes his time all the way down to the point. Now swings it around the boards. Rush chases after it, far half wall. Angles it over to Crosby. He sends it deep. Around the boards it rolls. Malkin at the near half boards. Gets it to Carlson. His pass gets deflected. A whiff of a clearing attempt by one of the Panthers. Penguins still have it alive in the Panthers zone. Crosby snaps it over to Malkin near corner. Carlson a drive. Doesn't get through traffic. Loose puck as Raquel tries to angle it home, but it just gets kicked wide. Penguins still with it. Rush to Crosby. He scores! A power play goal from the captain at the far circle. And the Penguins stay hot on the power play. They grab a 1-0 lead here in Florida in the first period.
Special teams, Joe, special teams. Talked about it at the start of the game. And such a change for the Penguins here. This time, last game, 2 goals by the second unit. This time, the first unit on the board. They're spreading it around. And they got a little lucky. What a battle play by Crosby. He wins the face-off, falling down, keeps the play alive. It looks like Carlson was going to turn the puck over and bounce over a Florida Panthers stick. And they kept it in the zone and started to execute and go to work. And after a scramble around the net, it gets down low to Brian Russ, who wins that puck and finds Crosby all alone. Bobrovsky was swimming. Yeah. He was spun totally around. Great job by Raquel, too. It looked like he tried to bank it in off the net. It came out through Bobrovsky, back through him, out the front of the net. The Penguins were hunting.
Sid's 630th career goal. And career point number 1,696. Penguins lead 1-0 on a power play goal from Sidney Crosby. We'll go to a break here on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage, used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
We celebrate the brave, the powerful, pink ribbon wearers and supporters who turn the fear and uncertainty of a breast cancer diagnosis into strength and hope. At UPMC, we're here to support you with screenings, compassionate experts, and innovative therapies, because we know that sometimes you just need someone by your side through every step of the journey. Learn more at upmc.com/breastcancerawareness.
Hey, Pens fans, come celebrate the return of the Penguins Hall of Fame on October 25th against the Columbus Blue Jackets. This season's inductees include Scotty Bowman, Ron Francis, Eddie Johnston, and Kevin Stevens. Get your tickets today at PittsburghPenguins.com.
Sidney Crosby with that power play goal. 4 straight games with a goal now, Joe, and is on a 5-game point streak. And I'm sitting here going, I don't think that line's even totally connected yet. Scary.
That's what he's capable of. Penguins lead 1-0. A little over 13 minutes to play in this first period. Panthers bring it into the Penguins zone. Luostarinen feeds it up to Mikkola at the near point. Down to the corner looking for Marchand. Missed his skate. Lundell collects below the goal line. Chipped it forward, but then it's batted back down by Ryan Shea. He ladles it out to Justin Brazeau. Looks to keep it alive along the near half wall. Swept away by Mantha. Now snapped up looking for Malkin. Bit of a cherry-picking pass, but it couldn't connect over at the blue line. Panthers cough up the puck in the Penguin zone. Ryan Shea has it. Slides it over to Chris Letang, who now has 600 career assists. He picked up a pair in his last game against the Vancouver Canucks.
Sid steps onto the ice, his line back out there. He's barking at Chris Letang to hang on to that puck. They were in the middle of a line change. You want to make sure you get all his guys out there.
Let the boys cook. Played by Bobrovsky over to the side for Forsling as the Panthers take it out through the neutral zone, dump it down in the Penguins end. Around the boards, Verhaeghe left it. Now spun back down to Verhaeghe below the goal line up to Reinhardt. Hash marks to the near circle. Forsling loaded up, never unloaded. Fired a wrister, went off the leg of Brian Rust, and yeah, he's hurt.
He's up. He's up, though. It just hit him off the foot. I think he kicked his foot out and took it off the instep.
As this is cleared down by Florida, played by Tristan Jarry. Yeah, Rust on the bench, just kind of hobbling a little bit.
Yeah, doesn't feel good, I'll tell you that.
Penguins dump it down on in. Like Lazat races after it. And then Connor Dewar gets pinned into the boards by Gadjevich. Flipped out by Florida, but Carlson keeps it alive. Feeds it over to the far wall as Achari races down after it in the far corner. He gets smashed into the boards, but it's pulled out by Dewar. Fed to Wotherspoon. He half-hearted sent a wrister. Didn't get all of it. The Panthers try to break it out the other way. Could be a 2-on-1. Greer loses the puck in the near corner, though. As Wotherspoon sweeps it over to the far side, Lazat races it down and feeds it to Connor Dewar. Cutting through the neutral zone. He'll fire it right on net into the glove of Bobrovsky. He played it, he bobbled it, and then he freezes it.
Sure did. Dewar falls it right up. He takes a little shot to the face by Mikkola as he was crashing in on the net. Bobrovsky put his glove on it and then couldn't quite corral it. Good job by Dewar to follow that play up. Another hard shift. Achari just took another big hit on that shift as well. Down in the corner from Gadjevich. Gadjevich is a big boy. Oh, yeah. 6'3", 211, just kind of crumpled him. He's taken some big hits in the last 3 games now.
Yep.
He just keeps on ticking. And that line's been so good.
Yeah, Achari has factored in 2 points in the last 3 games. That was after he was a scratch in the Anaheim game. The Penguins have it again in the Panthers zone. Chris Letang takes it down to the corner. Gets thrown into the boards by Evan Rodriguez. Gets it over to Kindle. He went for a centering pass. No Penguin was there, though. Samoskevich tried to clear it. Couldn't. Penguins still with it. Here's Kindle. A shot in and out of the glove of Bobrovsky.
Bobrovsky didn't even move. It wasn't a traditional save. He just stood there and knocked it down with his glove. Great play by Kindle, though. Behind the net to get it out front and then to circle around and get back on that. I thought he was going to score right on that attempt for sure.
Kindle's 7th NHL game. As here's Rodriguez into the Penguin zone. Curls around at the half wall. Feeds it to Forsling. He unloads. That goes off the foot of Justin Brazeau. Penguins trying to clear it out of the neutral zone quickly. Tommy Novak couldn't, but then he'll handle the puck and flip it down to the near corner. Brazeau tries to box out Ekblad for the puck. Instead, the Panthers take it the other way. Jesper Boquist chips it down into the Penguins' end. Not quickly enough for ice, though. As Clifton shovels it over to Caleb Jones at the far side. Snapped up ahead to Brad. He feeds it to Malkin, chugging over the Panthers line. Far circle. Around the net, over to the near side. Feeds it up to Clifton to drive wide of the net. Caleb Jones collects the rebound. Down at the point, chips it forward. Brazeau's got a far circle, feeds Malkin. Couldn't connect on a one-timer.
This line is cooking. Gino is flying.
Panthers back in the Penguin zone. It's a high slot. Poke checked away by Brazeau. Here comes this line again. Malkin snaps it over to Caleb Jones. Far hash marks. Chips it wide of the crease. Goes over to the near corner. Reinhardt plays it off the wall. Hands it over to Seth Jones, who cruises through the neutral zone. Verhaeghe over the Penguins line. Back to Jones, near corner. Tried to get a backhanded centering pass. That was by his brother, Caleb. Now taken by Carlson at the far side. He'll chuck it up to the neutral zone. Caught by Balinskis with a chest save. He drops it down to the ice. Panthers bring it into the Penguin zone. They still have it. Back shot Lindell. That's blocked by Wotherspoon.
A great example of a little turnover. The Florida Panthers could just make a quick execution and almost get a good chance on goal. They can quick strike.
Tumbling puck in the neutral zone. And some English on it. It rolled back into the Penguins' end. None of the Panthers could touch it, though. And now it's stolen after the Penguins touched it. Flipped over to the near side. Gawastarinen fires one. Pad save. Jarry.
Sid just flips that puck out off of Jarry. Wave off the icing, but he touched the puck on a glove pass / offside. And then a little casual was stripped from him. And a pretty good chance right there by Florida.
Sneak attack of a shot, but Jarry's still able to stick out the right pad. Pick save to keep it 1-0 Penguins with 8.5 to go in the first period. Penguins try to clear it out. Can't just yet. Luke Cunnin dumps it down into the Penguins' end near corner. Letang spits it over to the near side. Panthers have it. Gadjevich a shot. Saved by Jari. He keeps it 1-0 Penguins with 8:14 to go in this first period. Shots on goal in favor of the Pens, 5-4. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Your home for the biggest stories in the league is Sirius XM NFL Radio.
This is Bruce Murray from the Sirius XM Blitz. The trade deadline is approaching. Will your team make a move to put themselves over the top? And Aaron Rodgers faces the team that drafted him for the first time as the Steelers face the Packers on Sunday Night Football.
Rodgers wants to go to Metcalf. Has him in the end zone. Touchdown.
Plus, we're taking your calls and breaking down the slate in Week 8.
Sirius XM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Lachlan to recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen. Walks in. Put it between his legs.
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back. Stick handles to the backhand. Moves in front. Score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
One Penguins here against the Florida Panthers, defending Stanley Cup champions. Crosby extends his goal streak on the power play to 4 straight. And hey, Pens fans, are you ready to get a game? With over 100 games to choose from, it's time to play to win with the PA Lottery. Visit PALottery.com. Download the app today. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
So even Ben Kindle can play the lottery.
Yep.
Just barely.
Just barely. Yeah. Crosby, 4-game point streak, goal scoring streak, as I mentioned, a 5-game point streak with that goal in the power play off a nice feed from Brian Rust. The Penguins the lead here in the first period.
Lead 1-0. Florida clears the puck out, but Carlson takes it in the neutral zone. Feeds it to Brazeau. Now Mantha, far point in the Panther zone. Malkin a drive. Doesn't get through traffic and gets redirected over to the near corner.
Yeah, hit something in front, just kind of bounced down.
Now they break it out. Panthers looking for some speed. Here's Reinhardt. A shot goes wide of the net. Brazeau sweeps it away, but coughs it up to the Panthers, and Verhaeghe just unable to hang on to the pass. Otherwise, that would have been a terrible situation for the Penguins.
That was crazy, too. A rush for the Panthers, a turnover, and then almost a chance. So Carlson was at the red line waiting for the stretch breakout pass.
Panthers bring it back into the Penguin zone again, but they cough it up. Now Ryan Shea tries to calm things down. Snaps it over to Letang as the Penguins get a line change here. Out comes the top line. All over the Panthers line, but they're offside. 6:26 to go in this first. Still 1-0 Penguins.
Ooh, I don't know if that was offside. Good job by Chris on that. Line was on. They were tired. Great handsy play by Brazeau also to win a puck battle, keep possession, allow that change to happen, and then Letang just kind of hangs onto that puck, buys some time coming up through the neutral zone, and the Crosby line came flying off the bench.
This is icing by Florida. 6:20 to go in this first one of the Pens. Justin Brazeau has really been showing off his puck handling skills this season.
Has he ever?
Goal scoring situations.
Well, he better get going. The way Crosby's going. He just tied him for the team lead in goals. He had a good head start on him. 3-point game last game for Brazeau. Been a huge bright spot. And listen to the GM show. Kyle Dubas talking about Brazeau and a fresh start for him, kind of. And he kind of said, no, this is a start for him. We've given him a good role. He's a big guy. I know what he can do. I've seen him before. And so he's gone out so far, made the most of it in a good spot with Evgeny Malkin and Mantha.
It was just such a big moment for him to get a one-way contract with the Penguins this offseason. First one of his career. And he's pretty much always had that size, but to complement it with good puck handling skills and now scoring opportunities on the big line he's been on, just been a perfect fit for the Penguins.
Good play by Shea just now defensively. It was like a nothing play, but it could have been something. Ryan Shea getting a stick on it.
Crosby steals it, gets it over to Raquel, who slings it wide of the crease. Jones keeps it alive, far point, snaps it to Clifton. Shot fired. Got redirected by Crosby. Pops up, skims the netting, though. 5:36 to go in the first period. Penguins lead 1-0. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank. There's still time to become a Pittsburgh Penguins season ticket holder. Full, half, and 12-pack plans are on sale now.
Shoot! He scores! Evgeny Malkin ties the game up at 4.
Black and Gold Premier members can take advantage of ticket trades, payment plans, and exclusive events. Visit PittsburghPenguins.com to pick up your perfect plan today. Penguin season presented by UPMC.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
This Pittsburgh Penguins moment is brought to you by the officers, members, and families of Local Union Number 5 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Our members have lived and worked in the region since 1897, providing all of the electrical and telecommunications needs of commercial, industrial, and residential customers. We offer a state-of-the-art training center that is second to none and internationally recognized. Local Union Number 5, the IBW, will be here to stand for all of your electrical installation needs today and well into the future. Our members show their hometown pride supporting the Pittsburgh Penguins.
About 5.5 to go in this first period. Penguins lead 1-0. Hey, fans, when America needs a power play, EQT delivers, fueling freedom, strengthening allies, and unleashing U.S. LNG from right here. EQT, unleashing America's energy future. He's Colby Armstrong. I'm Joe Brand. Penguins lead 1-0 over the Florida Panthers. Florida wins the draw in their own zone. It's handled by the Pens. Chris Letang snaps it rink wide. Over to Erik Karlsson through the neutral zone. He chips it up and down just off the top of the glass. Over to the far corner it goes. Reinhart plays keep away from Malkin, but then coughs the puck up. Far point for Erik Karlsson. Nice move around Bennett. Takes it down the wall. Chips it back up to Malkin. Letang high slot. Near circle. Mantha, drive, and a save by Bobrovsky as he's able to corral the rebound in between his wickets.
He didn't quite know where it was once again with that glove. Came in on a long shot, and he had trouble with that one, and then Mantha setting up, and that whole play was off of the length and the reach of this big Malkin line. Mantha just disrupting on the forecheck. He couldn't quite get there with his body, but reached out with his stick and disrupted the breakout of Florida, and they were able to generate and have some great puck movement, and guys moving off the puck, setting up for open space, and a good shot from Mantha.
I heard the mutant line has its stamp of approval from the television broadcast the other day.
I'm trying to sell it, yeah. Let's see if it'll work.
Did you bring it up to any of those guys?
I did not yet. I'm scared.
Saved by Jari with under 5 to go in the first. 1-0 Penguins.
Penguins once again right now, like they're feeling something else with this lineup. Like it's shift after shift of structured, solid play, attention to detail, hard work. Enjoyable to watch this group go to work so far early this season.
And honestly, the starts for the Penguins have kind of been the only thing somewhat lacking over the past couple of games. Not the case tonight, though. Lazat fires one on Bobrovsky. Puck still live in the Panthers zone. Caleb Jones sends it deep around the boards to Jeff Petrie and behind the net. Shovels it up ahead to Luostarinen. Just through the legs of Blake Lazat. Luostarinen takes it through the neutral zone, chips it down into the Penguins' end, far corner. Chari races after it, slammed into the boards by Lundell. Cleared up to the far side, though. It rolls out to the neutral zone. Florida recollects. Juvis Balinskis sends it deep, and that'll be icing by the Panthers. 4:20 to go in this first one up in Pens.
The thing I like about that fourth line, too, that was just on the ice, Lazat, Achari, Dewar, they finish everything, and they close on you fast. There's no, like, directing where you're going to go. They're closing on you. Lazat could have absolutely blasted Luostarinen through the neutral zone, and you look at it, it's like Lazat 5'9", Luostarinen 3. But he's a brave guy, went right into him and almost created another turnover.
Yeah, Lazat is definitely not a guy that plays to his size. His heart gives him a few more inches,
he has
more
like
pounds.
He has like 9 hearts.
4 minutes to go in this first period. Penguins lead 1-0. Around the boards to Brian Russ. Snaps it out to the neutral zone. Checked away by Ekblad, but then swept over by Crosby. Penguins trying to get this top line into the Panthers zone. A dumping attempt by Carlson went off the stick of Gustav Forsling. Loose puck that jumps over the Panthers bench into the stands. 3:48 to go in this first. Penguins lead 1-0.
Penguins quick to close on teams off of a maybe turnover. They engage. They're quick in hot pursuit. They hunt pucks. And then second and third guys are right there. So it makes it really hard to play against and frustrating style of hockey to try to generate or create things.
They're going to face off at center ice. Panthers win it. Seth Jones over to A.J. Greer, the Panthers logo. Couldn't dump it in as Kindle broke it up. The Panthers take it back. Jones to Mikkola. Up ahead to Cunnin. Jumped off his stick. Penguins chip it out to the neutral zone as Jari outstretches his stick, stops it below the goal line for Chris Letang. He does a nice shimmy around Luke Cunnin. Now tries to work around Gadjevich. He'll use the screen, rather the cage as the screen, flip it along the near side. Rolls down into the Panthers zone. Seth Jones races it down. Gets around Tommy Novak, shovels it up ahead to Greer. He'll carry it up to the neutral zone. Feed Mikkola, rather Cunnin. Dumped down into the Penguins end again. Jari slows it down in behind his net. Panthers get a change. 3 minutes to go in this first. Penguins lead 1-0. Wotherspoon takes his time. Now snaps it up to Mantha. Here's the mutant line. Malkin chips it towards center ice. Bats it up in the air, but it's taken away by Bennett. Here come the Panthers in the Penguin zone. Right heart near circle, rips his shot, goes wide.
Just missed short side high off a quickly executed play in transition. Bennett to Reinhart.
Wotherspoon takes the loose puck in the Penguins' end, sends it ahead to Mantha. He's got it over the Panthers' line. It's slowed down by Aaron Ekblad, and Gustav Forsling comes away with the puck at the far corner. Chips it up along the wall. Reinhart shovels it out to Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe cruises into the Penguin zone, near side. Down to the corner, slowed down as he was defended by Clifton. Up to the near point, Balinskis. He tried to swing it around the boards. Malkin got in the way of it. Mantha couldn't chip it out to one of his teammates as Florida keeps it alive in the Penguin zone. And now they cough up the puck as Wotherspoon chips it out. 2 minutes to go in this first period. Penguins lead Florida 1-0. Petrie taking his time ahead of Balinskis. He'll sling it down into the Penguins' end. Jones races after it far corner. Boxes down Marchand, but it still goes to Lundell at the near corner for Florida. Mikkola near point. Send a one-timer. Went a little half-hearted. Puck goes in behind the net. Lundell brings it over to the far corner. He gets crunched into the boards. Marchand looking. He gets hit hard into the boards by Caleb Jones. And they're still fighting for the puck in that far corner. Finally pitched free onto the stick of Crosby. He'll bring it up to the neutral zone, take his time looking at Raquel, tries to chip it forward. Raquel in the slot, looking to keep it away from Belinsky as he sends it deep to the corner. And behind the net, Brian Russ muscles it up to the near side. Raquel in the circle, up to Carlson, walks the blue line, hangs on, drags, takes to the far point, wrist one, Russ just wide of the net. Over to the far corner, Russ went for a centering pass, went off the skate of one of the Panthers, puck tumbles over to the near corner.
Russ is tied up down there. Mikula is just throwing punches on him. Wotherspoon jumps in and absolutely blasts a guy. As Russ had two guys engaged on him and Mikula was on top of him. Gave him a shot. Wotherspoon came flying in. Jimmy Fleiss, super snuka off the top rope. And everyone in the pile now, and Russ is the only guy taken out of there to the box, so it's a 5-on-4 kind of. As the Panthers outnumber them in this scrum right now. And Russ was engaged with someone down on the ice there. I think it was Lundell.
And then Mikula was the guy standing. He was the only one within arm's reach of Rust, and as Rust was tied up with who we might think is Lundell, Mikula was just throwing right hooks at Rust, and that's what prompted Wotherspoon to go Superman on him.
He did.
He elevated.
So Rust and Wotherspoon in the box right now. I don't see if Florida Panthers are waving some guys over. I gotta think Mikula's got to be in there.
Florida 15 minor penalty interference. Pittsburgh 17 roughing. Pittsburgh 28 minor penalty roughing. Power play Florida.
Wow, no Mikula penalty on that play. The whole thing started because, well, Brian Russ was tied up with Lundell, who does get a penalty for interference. And Mikula, trying to get in there, was throwing punches and raking Brian Russ's face, almost like a rear naked chokehold too, before Wotherspoon came flying in there.
Yeah, it was Mikula trying to pull Rust off of Lundell, and when he did that, he gave a couple of right hooks, undercut right hooks.
He gave him some heavy shots there in the process. I don't know how he doesn't get a penalty in that. I mean, that's a scrum. All right, big deal. Take 2 and 2. Hopefully the Penguins can kill this. I like seeing Wotherspoon get in there like that, flying in. He did not hesitate, man. I'm telling you, he came in there hot.
When we say he jumped, he literally jumped.
Well, Mikula's a big guy. He's huge.
He had to get up there.
6'6".
The Penguins on the PK. As we mentioned in the pregame show, they've killed off their last 7. As they win the draw, Ryan Shea clears it on down. Under a minute to go in this first period. The Penguins are hoping the PK will carry over into the second. They lead 1-0. Seth Jones drops it back to Verhaeghe. This Panthers power play has struggled. As here's a centering pass to Marchand. Jumps off his skate. Shot goes wide from Reinhart. Puck to the near corner. Flipped up to the point for Jones. Walks the blue line. High slot. Back to Marchand in the slot. Wrist one. Saved by Jari. Rebound pops out. Swept over to the near half wall. And then it's cleared out to the neutral zone by Carlson. 25 seconds to go in this period. Power play for the Panthers right now as Jari slides it to Carlson. He buys time and clears it on down.
Great job by Jari getting out and setting that puck. He had a little pop pass over to Carlson, and this time failed on the first time. That time he got all the way down.
Panthers power play, just one last 19. Here's a loose puck. Racing into the Panthers zone. It's Hollander, and that'll end time in this first period.
It's a desperation, sliding back as Hollander with that shorthanded game winner in LA. Had ideas, dancing in his eyes, chasing the puck down in the dying seconds. A minute and 1 second left on that Brian Russ penalty that's up on the board to start the second for the Penguins. Hey, great period by the Penguins.
Yeah.
They get that first power play goal, Joe, really good. They're detailed. They're on top of things. They got some key blocks, and they're winning puck battles in and around boards. You got to think that's going to be the kind of game they're going to see all. But they look committed.
Mark McGrath of Sugar Ray. Kevin Griffin of Better Than Ezra. And Emerson Hart of Tonic. If you kid on last. A night of all the hits. November 20th, 7 p.m. The Event Center at Rivers Casino. Tickets make the perfect holiday gift. Visit riverscasino.com for tickets. Don't miss Ezra Ray Hart Live.
Keeping your home warm in the winter and cool in the summer, Mitsubishi Electric is a top manufacturer of heating and air conditioner products, and they're hiring to elevate your career in engineering, project management, product assembly, and more. Visit meppi.com/careers.
Here they come over the new zone to Rust. He shoots. He scores. Brian Rust with the goal. And you know what that means, folks? Rusty shakes half off from Milkshake Factory.
You heard that right, Pittsburgh. Brian Rust here. Know that I'm bringing back Pittsburgh's #1 milkshake. Rusty Shake is a rich chocolate shake with oven-baked brownies, crushed cookies and cream, and hot fudge topped with whipped cream and a chocolate 17. When you hear this, come down to the Milkshake Factory for half-off shakes. Milkshake Factory for half-off shakes.
Rated 7 of their own, including that goal, of course. But things got a little heated at the 19-minute mark. Brian Rust got into it with Nico Mikkola. Mikkola ends up going with no penalty on the play. Rust goes to the box for roughing. Wotherspoon goes for roughing. Lundell for the Panthers goes for interference. And overall, just a big dust-up. There had to be 443 bodies involved, but only those 3 penalties to report, and the Panthers have a bit of a power play to work on. When we come back, we are going to talk some pucks with Dan Kingerski from Pittsburgh Hockey Now. He joins me next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now only on Prime Video.
Looking for a delicious power play off the ice? Download the GetGo app and get a free 6-piece order of juicy all-white meat chicken nuggets, plus a dipping sauce of your choice. Or are you craving something that could satisfy the appetite of a Penguins player after sudden death overtime? Good news, the Pilgrim is served. Gobble up the traditional holiday favorites of roasted turkey, tangy cranberry, savory gravy, and crispy tots piled high on delicious stuffing bread for a limited time. Get-Go, the official convenience store of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Hey, Pens fans, Colby Armstrong here. As the official security partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, the local team here at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses throughout southwestern PA. They are headquartered here. Their families eat, shop, and go to school and church in our communities. So they have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/pens for a free security assessment that will address your unique needs. That's vectorsecurity.com/pens.
Oh, did you not see that insane play? Why are you on your phone right now? Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out the next move for my business. Sounds like you can use an extra player on your team. Yeah, like a business power play. Well, whenever I use S&T Bank, it feels like they're my team of experts ready to help me score big. You should talk to a banker at S&T to learn more and get all the benefits of having an extra player on the ice.
When it's time to set up a winning strategy, S&T Bank will get you in the game. Stop by a branch today or visit stbank.com/pensradio to learn more. S&T Bank, member FDIC.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Coca-Cola and the new Coke Zero, founding partner of the Penguins. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
And welcome back into our first intermission report where the Pens hold a 1-0 lead over the Florida Panthers. Brian Metzer back with you, as you just heard, and joining me now to discuss this situation between these two teams is my good buddy Dan Kingerski from Pittsburgh Hockey Now. Dan, how are you, sir? Thank you for taking the time.
So let me get this straight. The old 2-9er gets 2 minutes, and I get like 4. I'm just saying that's appropriate.
Hey, man, you are a driver. You are a winner, and you are part of this. Thank you for coming on, though. I really appreciate it. It's been a long time since we've been able to catch up on air anywhere, and pretty exciting stuff in the waning moments there, right? It was no check on Wayne Gretzky, as I've read in your Twitter profile for years, but a big dust-up between Rust, Mikkola, and about 40 other guys.
Yeah, you know, I think the thing that Penguins fans would circle in that scrum that involved Brian Rust, obviously, we know Brian Rust doesn't mind mixing it up and getting in the scrum. But the way Parker Wotherspoon saw Rust at a disadvantage in the pile and literally came flying over the top into the scrum, you know, that's the kind of stuff I think this team is kind of building within itself. That camaraderie, that sticking up for each other, that's the kind of stuff that obviously winning helps. But this whole new fresh vibe that they have going this season, that's the stuff you haven't seen in the last how many years, guys sticking up for each other.
Yeah, that's a good point, Dan. And what do you think? Is it simply a new voice in Dan Muse or just some of the changes that happened? Because I think things maybe stagnated a little bit or a lot of bit. And just your take on where's all this coming from with that new vibe and the new feel and sort of the camaraderie that's clearly there?
When you have so many new guys with such, let's call it unique career paths to this point, where they haven't been labeled as top-line players or regular NHL players, and they're getting a chance. You know, those guys like Justin Brazeau and Parker Wotherspoon, who spent 5 years in the AHL. They're getting some sunlight now. Yep. Then you add in the youth around the locker room for just a little bit of hectic energy, and it really is a pretty good mixture right now.
Yeah, it certainly seemed as if it is gelling together nicely. We are speaking with Dan Kingerski from Pittsburgh Hockey Now. Sidney Crosby on the board again here, Dan, for his 4th straight game, 7 points in his last 5. I thought he started the season a little bit slow per se, even though he was still picking up his points. He looks pretty locked and loaded now. Your thoughts on where he's at?
Yeah, I think he's still not A+ Sidney Crosby game. I think he and that line are still kind of figuring it out, getting their legs and gelling a little bit, even though they played together for a couple of years mostly. You can see him gaining on his own game, right? Dialing it in. And with the way this team is playing, when he gets there, it's going to be a bit of a dangerous team.
He is always leading the charge, even whenever he is not at the top of his game, as we've seen in these last couple when he's been lighting it up. But a quick thought here. You mentioned Brazeau earlier in our conversation. We have about 30 seconds, Dan. But where's this game coming from the big boy?
I suppose. I mean, I had a chance to talk to him the other night after the game. He is a prime example of a guy who was labeled as a fourth line press box sort of guy. And look, he scored 60 goals in junior hockey.
Yes, he
had the hands. He's getting the chance now.
Dan, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you doing it on the phone, on the fly for the first time in a long time. And we'll do it again soon. I promise you that. Thank you for this. Great stuff.
Talk to you in 20 years.
That is Dan Kingarski, and we've worked together for about that long up in the press box at Penguins games, and it was fun to get him on this broadcast. When I come back, a couple of news notes and more on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Dear team, thanks for showing up for me with the best face paint and taunting the other team in the kindest way. For standing on your seat when I need the support and screaming until your throat hurts because you know it makes a difference. For wearing my number. For being the best teammates a player could ask for. At Highmark, we're proud to be cheering alongside the best teammates. Fans like you. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Official health plan of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
Gluten-free, check. Keto-friendly, check. Low-carb, check. High-protein, check. Nitrate-free, check. Flavorful and satisfying, check. When you want a meat snack that checks all the boxes, try the original Mr. Donair Beef Jerky and Sticks. With 12 grams of protein and just 80 calories, it's beef jerky like no other. Mr. Donair, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins, now available on Amazon.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh's entertainment destination. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
Penguins lead the Panthers 1-0 after one period of play in Florida. Brian Metzer back here with you. And as you heard Dan Kingarski and I talking about, it was a fun dust-up at the end of the game. They're showing the way this team is willing to stick up for one another now, and look no further than the Flying Walendas as they were all over the backs of the Florida Panthers on that play. One news bite broke the other night that we didn't get to share on air, and you might know it by now, but if you didn't, the league has canceled the Olympic kickoff event that was going to happen on Long Island in place of any All-Star festivities this year, and it's not going to happen. They're just going to let the players prepare. However, they will go back to a true all-star event and skills competition next year in February, and well, actually in 2027 at this point. So you have almost a year and a half to wait for that. But that was per Emily Kaplan over at ESPN. She broke that news the other night, and some people were happy, and I think a lot more are gritting teeth and booing at the thought of doing that because they don't like that all-star event. But I'll be curious to see if they make any changes by the time they get back to that. But we are looking forward to the Olympics this year. And, of course, Sidney Crosby going for potentially another gold medal as, I'm assuming, captain. When we come back, second period action from Sunrise. Joe Brand and Colby Armstrong have it for you next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The Orbit Podcast Network is on the SiriusXM app.
Spoiler alert, it's a spooky situation.
Find everything from dark, funny true crime stories.
Next stop, the creepy trail.
To horror movie deep dives.
From Texas Chainsaw 2006 to Freddy vs. Jason.
And spine-tingling supernatural tales.
This week's headline, Buried Alive.
Plus, get ad-free access to new episodes of the pod that started it all. Just search Orbit in the SiriusXM app.
Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan, and
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with a group, and I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91. We deliver the NHL.
Head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore, what's the mental approach to get to the dance?
Every year you start at the same spot as every team, right? Like you're at the bottom of the mound. And when we get to that point, if we can, then we can knock down the final kind of stretch high where we haven't been able to cover. So let's make the best out of every day and play our ass off every night and see what happens.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The perfect fit.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The biggest games in the world.
Ovechkin fires. He scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
The Penguins with a good start to this one down in Florida, but they'll need a good start to the second period. They're shorthanded the first 61 seconds as they lead the Panthers 1-0 here in the second period at Amerant Bank Arena. He's Colby Armstrong. I'm Joe Brand. We're back here for the second period. And like we said, Army, solid 20. That's going to be tough against this Florida power play to start the second period.
Yeah, you're going to have to get this kill and go. The thing I like about the Penguins, they limited generally shots and attempts by this Florida Panthers team, and at the same time we're so detailed and solid in execution. They're a tough team to play against right now when they play that style. Really good first period. When you're in the dressing room, I've been in there, you're all right, let's get the kill and get back to work here. That's the main thing right now. So 1 minute and 1 second on this Rust penalty. I still don't know how Mikkola did not get included in that. And the Penguins are shorthanded, but 1 minute and 1 second to get this kill. And then don't change a thing.
Yeah, it was Rust and Lundell tied up over in the Panthers zone towards the end of that first period, and then Mikkola throwing a couple of right hooks, undercut at Brian Rust, and then Parker Wotherspoon came after to help out. It's Wotherspoon and Rust in the Penguins penalty box, Anton Lundell in the Panthers penalty box. Drop of the puck, second period's underway. Penguins win the draw and dump it on down to milk off more time on this penalty kill. Opening face-off to begin the second period is brought to you by Nipple One Cochrane. Penguins in their road white sweaters attacking from right to left. Panthers in their home red sweaters attacking from left to right. They tried to enter into the Penguins zone. Penguins broke it up, and Carlson will send it on down again. 30 seconds to go.
Really well done there. On entry, Blake Lizotte with some pressure, and it was a beautiful read by Carlson to stay up and disrupt that entry and get a full clear.
And Hallander just stole the puck away. And Seth Jones and cleared it on down. Florida finally able to put it in the Penguins zone. 15 seconds to go on the Penguins kill. Puck at the far corner, swept around the boards for Marchand to Jones in the slot. Now to Samoskevich, rips one, saved by Jari. Rebound pops out to the near side. Panthers still with it. Samoskevich near circle, slid it over to the far side. Marchand wasn't ready for it. Out of the box is Rust. We're back to 5-on-5. And now Jones up ahead to Hollander. Tried to get it off to Rust. Had some trouble handling the puck though. Panthers break it back the other way. Samoskevich carries it into the Penguins zone, near corner, throws it off the end boards over to the far side for Forsling. Collects it at the point, sends it deep. Jones waiting for it in behind the net. He slides it up top to Hollander, who will chip it out to the neutral zone. Penguins try to chip it into Florida's end. They do. Racing it down as Brian Rust takes it down to the corner. Backhand shovels it up. It's Clifton at the far point, down to Rust, now over to Raquel. Far circle, shot that hits the side of the cage. Rust tried to feed Crosby. It got directed up to the high slot for Letang. Now Ryan Shea wrists one, saved by Bobrovsky. Well, out of the gate in this second period, the Penguins kill off the penalty, and they provide more pressure on the Panthers. Still have yet to take their foot off the pedal. They lead 1-0.
Yeah, big kill, smart kill. On that penalty kill to start this period, and the Crosby line comes out right after. Quick puck move. That looks like the Crosby line, what we're seeing right there. And I know, to me it's looking a little disjointed, the three of them, 5-on-5. But that puck movement, jumping on pucks, playing close together, and creating, that looked more like it right there.
By the way, Malkin was credited with a secondary assist. This will be icing by the Panthers on the Crosby power play goal. So Evgeny Malkin with a 5-game point streak, Sidney Crosby with a 5-game point streak, and goals in 4 straight games. Brian Rust had the primary assist, his third of the year. We'll get a face-off to the left of Bobrovsky. Crosby to take the draw against Lundell. And they're going to kick Lundell out of there. Or maybe not. He's still in. Panthers trying to control, but Crosby steals the puck away, slides it up to Shea, near point. Walks the blue line, wrists one, couldn't get the redirection he wanted. Pops up, but didn't go out of play. Now they do blow it. Just over 2 minutes gone in the second period. Penguins still leading 1-0.
Yeah, they're saying it did go out of play there. Faceoff will remain inside the zone right now. And keep this Crosby line out on the ice.
Crosby to take the draw again. Penguins control. Far point, it's Letang to Rust in the high slot. Shovels it over to Shea at the near point. He sends it down around the boards, far corner. Letang races after it, but he's boxed out by Luosterainen. Still gets it over to Raquel. He swings it around the boards to Shea at the near point. Cross ice to Letang. Letang snaps one, jumped off the stick of Raquel. Rust collects. Far side, leaves it for Crosby. Crosby getting around a shoulder check from Lundell. It's pitched over to the near side. Luosterainen chips it up ahead.
Well, Luosterainen tried to give Crosby a little cold shoulder there. He kind of came in and got to that puck down low, dropping down from his point. Played the puck, but then leaned into Sid there. Sid did not like that.
Yeah, Sid wasn't having it.
He got him up kind of high.
Crosby will dump it down into the Panthers' end. Forsling first to get it at the corner. Chips it up ahead to Carter Verhaeghe in front of the Panthers bench, but he's defended by Carlson. Couldn't handle the puck. It goes rink wide over to the near side. Penguins poke it forward. Can't get it into the Panthers zone, though, as Reinhart coughs it up, but it's taken back by Verhaeghe. He's got a near circle. Backhand shot saved by Jari. Rebound over to the far side as Brazeau plays it ahead to Mantha. Now Malkin chips it forward looking for Mantha. Poked a little bit deeper by Mikkola.
Mikkola knocked that out of midair. Gino was just looking for an area pass in behind Mikkola. Might have saved a breakaway.
After it went deep, Mikkola with a hard hit on Mantha along the end boards. Panthers dump it down into the Penguins, and Wotherspoon collects. Can't clear it out, though. Seth Jones tries to send it deep, but Wotherspoon got in the way of that.
Penguins are fully engaged on battles. Like, they're not peeling off of them. They're stomping on them and coming up with pucks more often than not along the wall. Big numbers, scrums around loose pucks, and they're getting them. It's a detail that can't be overlooked with the Penguins game right now.
Carlson taking his time in behind Jari's net right now. It's releasing the Bluebirds. Now he snaps it up ahead along the near boards to the neutral zone, rolls all the way down to Florida's end. As Jones tries to sweep it out, can't. Loose puck in the high slot. Novak trying to get a handle of it, but it's taken away by Jeff Petrie. Plays it up to Samoskevich, rink wide to Jones in front of the Penguins bench. Dumps it into the Penguins end. Around the board, Jari stops it with a stick, slides it over to the near side. Samoskevich slows it down at the corner. Takes it to the goal line, tries to sweep it in behind the net. Jones breaks that up. Poked at it at the near corners. It rolls over to Wotherspoon in behind Jari's net. Flips it along the far boards. Pinballs around back into the Penguins zone, but the Panthers are offside. 15:24 to go in the second period. 1-0, the Penguins lead.
That shift right there. Down low in their own end. Just swarming along the walls are the Penguins. Numbers and winning battles, relieving pressure, getting pucks out of those areas where Florida's trying to overwhelm you with numbers, and they're coming up with it, the Penguins right now. Real battle-hardened game they're playing.
Penguins leading in shot attempts, too, at 22-19. Again, there's just not been a lot of sustained pressure by the Florida Panthers in the Penguins zone. Still have yet to hit the halfway point of this game, though. Penguins lead 1-0 on Crosby's power play goal back in the first period. Dumped into the Penguins zone. Dewar chips it out. Scooped up by Luke Cunnin. Tries to play keep away around Nola Chari. It's chipped back down into the Penguins end. Chari stops it, slides it up along the near wall. Caleb Jones gets it up ahead as the Penguins try to work it out of the neutral zone, but it's coughed up. Panthers take it back. Gadjevich will backhand swat it down into the Penguins end. Cunnin a drive wide of the net. Over to the far boards. Lazat send it back to Achari. He's got some speed into the Panthers zone. Chips it down to the far corner. Penguins can get a change here. Out comes the top line. Spinorama by Ekblad in his own zone up to Luosterainen. This goes off for Hagee. Skate into the Penguin zone far corner. It's raced down by Chris Letang. He's tangled up with Marchand. Along the end boards, Luosterainen digs it out, but to Crosby. Up ahead to Raquel. He was in the slot, though.
Now falling down, and he makes a play still. Like, I don't know how he made that play.
Penguins may have dodged a bullet as Raquel sends a drive. Pad save from Bobrovsky. Now to Letang, a drive. That's wide of the net. Rebound up to the near point. Shea a half-hearted pass to Letang. He had to race after it to keep it away from the Panthers, getting a breakaway. Penguins back into the Panthers zone on the stick of Letang. High slot, brings it to the near point. Snaps it over to the far side for Wotherspoon, out on the ice now. He gives it to Sid, who plays it off his skate to the far half wall against Forsling. Falls down into the boards. Now back up to the high slot for Wotherspoon.
He makes a play from his knees as well, getting knocked down.
His top line won't quit.
Yeah, they're on it right now.
Carlson off the bench, juggles it far point, towards the crease, loose puck, they score! Ricard Raquel bats it home on the rebound, and the Penguins take a 2-0 lead after not giving up on the play.
Multiple times they didn't give up on the play. Raquel at his own end, Sid in the offensive zone, moving and executing on plays, dragging the Florida Panthers, 5 defending players all over the offensive zone, extending that shift before eventually getting to Carlson in and around the bench. And he just sifted it through. And once again, Bobrovsky, we talked about he couldn't handle a few of them in the first. This one just kind of got through some traffic. It hit him, and Raquel would not be denied. Right on the back door, just getting a one-handed poke on that puck, it looked like. And that top line with another one. This time at 5-on-5.
Penguins with it again in the Panthers zone. Here's a shot that goes redirected over to the far corner. Jones and Malkin wins the battle.
I don't know how he won that battle. They're so committed right now, playing this hard style game.
Mantha just muscled the puck out to the near corners. The Penguins trying to keep it alive in the Panthers zone. Brazeau collided with Verhaeghe. And now the Panthers take it into the Penguins zone, but Carlson quickly kicks it out. Here's Brazeau in the Panthers zone above the far circle. Slows down at the corner. Tries to get a pass up to Malkin, but he got tied up with Mikkola. And the Panthers take it away. Sam Reinhart, near side of the neutral zone. He feeds Verhaeghe. Shot gets blocked. Rebound taken. Backhand shot. That gets blocked by Caleb Jones. And now another attempt by Sam Bennett gets blocked by the Penguins. They take it the other way.
Penguins playing a real frustrating style of hockey, defensively and offensively.
Back in the Panthers zone are the Pens. Clifton, centering pass, trying to feed Novak. Hollander breaks up the play, but the Panthers take it the other way.
Well, Hollander had a great chance there. He just kind of swarmed in on a blocked puck. Just missed it.
Panthers with it in the Penguins zone. Far side is Connor Clifton's going to get... Oh, no, take this back. Oh, now they do blow it dead.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Well, Connor Clifton collided with Jesper Boquist. The official put his arm up, but didn't blow the whistle when the Penguins had possession. It's going to be a Clifton penalty.
Clifton didn't even have a stick there for a time, so I was kind of confused, and then the Penguins had the puck. So they start this period with a penalty kill of 1 minute and 1 second. Now with a 2-goal lead, Joe, they'll have to go back to work here.
You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank. Pens fans, can you believe it? 20 legendary seasons of Crosby, Malkin, and Letang. And we're celebrating with 20 chances for you to win.
Malkin to Crosby, a duo that
It's the Big Three Sweepstakes with bobblehead game tickets, autographed collectibles, and Penguins memorabilia up for grabs. The best part, every entry helps support the Penguins Foundation. Enter now at penguinsweepstakes.com. That's penguinsweepstakes.com. And let's go Pens.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com or an office near you.
Proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Office is Pittsburgh.
Dear team, thanks for showing up for me with the best face paint and taunting the other team in the kindest way. For standing on your seat when I need the support and screaming until your throat hurts because you know it makes a difference. For wearing my number. For being the best teammates a player could ask for. At Highmark, we're proud to be cheering alongside the best teammates. Fans like you. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Official health plan of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Penguins hope to continue the power play struggles for the Florida Panthers. They killed off a big penalty that went from the end of the first period into the beginning of the second. They've now got a 2-0 lead with under 12 to go in this second period. A new penalty kill for the Penguins. They win the draw but can't clear it out. Seth Jones has it. Walks the blue line. High slot. Slides it to Reinhart. Far half wall. Downstairs for Samoskevich. Up to Jones. Back to Samoskevich, far circle, drag, shoots, fires, they score. Marchand backdoor on the doorstep, and it was a perfect feed to the glove side of Tristan Jarry. 18 seconds into the penalty kill, the Panthers have their first goal of the game. It's on the power play, 2-1 Pens.
Well, he's got it set up. They're working some kind of play here, but they do. We've seen Crosby do that. You set up on that back post. Marchand just built a wall on the back post. And it was to the right of Jarry at the dot. That guy just kind of slid down from that flank. And this little laser beamed that through, and Marchand just kind of made a little wall with his feet. And just banked it in off him on the back side. Marchand, the power play goal. They break that streak that the Penguins had on the penalty kill. Cut this lead in half.
Now the Panthers, a bit of a 2-on-1. Marchand sends it wide.
Oh, boy.
Second attempt. Kick saved by Jarry. Loose puck, they jab at it, and he dives on top of it to stop the action with 11:19 to go in the second. Now the Panthers, with some of their best chances after finding the scoreboard, they've got some momentum now.
Oh, boy. They dropped the puck after that goal, and they got a 2-on-1 right out of the gates. And Marchand just missing on that 2-on-1 pass across one-timer to the glove side of Jarry. Just missed the net. And then a second chance off of that. Seem to have some life here right now to Florida off that power play goal that they just scored.
Another face-off to the right of Jarry. Noel Acciari to take the draw. And he wins it. He's been good tonight at face-off, Tom. Penguins can't clear it out just yet, though. Acciari picks up the loose puck, sends it rink wide to Connor Dewar. He'll try to chuck it into the Panthers zone, but Florida takes it back. Sam Bennett along the near side up to Samoskevich. His pass gets broken up. Petrie slides it over to Verhaeghe. He'll drop it down into the Penguins' end, around the boards over to the near corner. Samoskevich around the near boards. Chips it in deep again. To the far side, Dewar races after it. He gets tangled up by Verhaeghe, rather Balinskis, and then a hard shoulder from Dewar to send Balinskis down to the ice. Acciari knifed it out to the neutral zone, raced after by Boquist. The Panthers can't clear the puck out of the zone just yet. Dewar kept it alive at the point. Now a tumbling puck goes to the stick of Caleb Jones. He'll sweep it to Ryan Shea. 2-1, the Penguins lead with 10:30 to go in the second period. They doubled their lead in this second period, but then 18 seconds into a power play, Florida gets on the board. Panthers working the puck out of their zone. It's on the stick of Evan Rodriguez, the former Penn, into the Penguins zone. Reinhart Far corner, takes it up to the hash marks. Mikkola wrists one, redirected but high, and it skims the netting. Stops the clock with 10:08 to go in this second period.
Florida's found their legs a little bit here. Executing on breakouts, getting out with speed right now. Pittsburgh's going to have to get back to that game of getting in the offensive zone and outnumbering them and winning those puck battles.
This one off the post.
Reinhart off the post, right off a face-off again.
And the Panthers feeling it now. Verhaeghe along the blue line, rips a shot, pad save, Jari, taken by Mikkola, centering pass, and it doesn't get the redirection they were looking for. Penguins sweep it out. And this will be icing. Penguins will take it.
Penguins doing a little bit of standing around now. It's not the recipe that we've seen them have success with. You know, they're dictating. Even without the puck, they've been dictating, they've been closing. You know, the Florida Panthers have that kind of swirling offense. Crossbar on Jari off the stick of Reinhart. Huge break.
Panthers win another draw. Forsling to Marchand. Backhand shot deflected. Skims the netting again. 9:43 to go in the second. Penguins with the lead, but Florida buzzing at the moment. A 2-1 lead for the Pens. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
In a season already plagued with injuries and underachievers, your fantasy football team is faced with yet another obstacle.
The bye weeks are here! The bye weeks are here!
When your star player takes a week off, listen to Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio for winning fantasy football advice.
You got to work the waiver wire. You got to make trades. The draft is just a piece of the puzzle.
Our experts tell you who to play in this time of need.
Now the work really starts.
Your frontline source for fantasy football, Channel 87, and on the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan, and
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with a group, and thus I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
2-1 Penguins just over halfway through this second period. Well, they're going to take care of business tonight of the Pens, but tomorrow night the Mega Millions jackpot now has an estimated annuity of $680 million. $680 million. So don't forget to play at your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians every day. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly.
He's Colby Armstrong. I'm Joe Brand. Penguins lead 2-1, and a kick save from Tristan Jari. Sends the puck over to the far side. Now Sid's got it with some speed through the neutral zone in the Panthers' end. A poke check from Forsling sends the puck over to the near corner, and it's taken by Anton Lundell. They pitch it up ahead as Wotherspoon slows it down for the Pens.
It was another face-off win by the Florida Panthers. They picked it up. They've been getting eaten up by the Penguins through much of this game, but as of late, winning draws, creating.
9:10 to go in the second period as the Panthers have it again in the Penguin zone. Wotherspoon with a block shot a few feet in front of Jari. Kicks it out to the neutral zone, and Brian Rust takes a tumble down to the ice on the far side. Got caught up with one of the Panthers, and then Lundell.
Lundell again in there.
With Crosby
giving the stick to Sid.
Give a whack at his legs. Panthers work it onto their zone yet again. Reinhart into the Penguin zone. Near corner. Takes a tough angle shot. Sears wide through the crease for Hagee a drive. That's high of the net. Dumped down in by Petrie. Picked up by Rodriguez. Far side. Reinhardt's got it. He fires. Redirection. Loose puck in front. Jari's on top of it. And he's able to freeze it with his glove. 8:32 to go in the second. Penguins lead 2-1.
We got a totally different game right now.
Yep.
The Panthers have found their legs. And a new sense of confidence almost as well. And they're throwing pucks at the net like crazy on Jari. They're winning faceoffs. And once they're getting control here, they're really moving off the puck.
They just won another draw. Balinskis backhand dumps it along the end board, scooped up by Cunnin. He'll swing it up to Petrie at the near point, sends it deep for the Panthers. In behind the net, Greer tucked into the wall by Letang. They fight for the puck at the near corner of the trapezoid, dug out by Florida, up to Petrie, near half wall to the high slot Balinskis. Rister doesn't get through traffic. Tumbling puck to the near corner, swept away to the near wall. Dewar can't clear it out just yet. It's sent deep again. Jari will play it over to the far side for Letang. He'll sling it out, but not all the way out. Kept alive by Gadjevich with a paw down, backhand shot, and a save by Jari. And then Jari with a shove on one of the Panthers as there's a hole gathering up in front of the crease.
Yeah, Gadjevich made a great play, keeping that puck in with his hand. Letang with an elevated puck, looking to just airmail it out of the zone, and he was right on the blue line and reached out with his hand to keep it in, and then got his legs going. They had a little 3-on-3 attack quickly from the blue line in, and he elected to keep it, just throw a backhander to the net, and then just followed up, went right into Jari, and he just got his blocker up to protect himself a little bit as Gadjevich and company came cruising in his vicinity on a covered puck by Jari. It's been all Panthers here for the last, really 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, and along with the pressure they're bringing on, you got Gadjevich entering the crease. Another face-off in the Penguins zone. This one to the left of Jari. Rodriguez wins it against Malkin. Jones a drive wide of the net. Jari may have gotten a blocker on it, but Verhaeghe crushed into the boards by Connor Clifton, far corner. Panthers still with it. Centering pass, Rodriguez whipped on a one-timer.
Oh, Malkin just got his stick out in front on Rodriguez. Otherwise, that would have been a pretty good one-time opportunity.
Panthers back in the Penguins zone. Fight for the puck in the near corner. Rodriguez and Clifton tangled up. And the Panthers take it back. Mikkola sends it ahead to Rodriguez. Touch pass. Coughed up to Jones. Here's Brazeau. Far circle. Wrists one high the net. Panthers take it on a long rebound. It's Reinhardt near side. Over into the Penguin zone. Rodriguez back to Reinhardt. He goes for a centering pass. Couldn't get a clean shot off for Verhaeghe. Penguins will slide it over to Jari, who will kick it wide. Now Jones carries it up near side. He'll chip it down into the Panthers end, but that'll be icing. Well, 7:02 to go in the second. 2-1 Pens.
In the first period, the Penguins were falling down, somehow winning puck battles. And right now, it's all Florida. They flipped the script. Pucks hitting sticks, landing back on their tape, winning puck battles, jumping on it. And they couldn't get anything going off the rush. They got it going right now.
Another face-off in the Penguin zone. Sent it against Malkin. And Brazeau pulls it out over to the far side of the neutral zone. And Caleb Jones will dump it down into the Panthers' end. Penguins get a wholesale change. Ekblad on the near side, up ahead to Boquist. Try to stretch it over to Samoskevich. Penguins broke it up. They clear it out to the neutral zone, but that's it. Panthers with it again. Down into the Penguin zone. Carlson far corner. Chips it up ahead. Sidney Crosby jumped up into the air trying to glove the puck down, but it still sailed above his mitt. Down into the Penguin zone again. Chipped down to the corner, taken by Bennett, cuts towards the crease, can't get a shot off. Wotherspoon tying up Boquist in the slot. Now he's got the puck all to himself.
So smart by Wotherspoon. Just to win that battle one. He's a pretty hard-nosed guy, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Plays a hard-style game. This has like a solid recklessness to his game that I like. But then the poise also out of traffic to hang on to pucks, not just slap them away. Been really good fit in tandem with Erik Karlsson this year to start. Has a steadiness to his game that allows him to be that guy. He looked really good.
Did the captain Insano on Nico Mikkola earlier in the game?
He did. Full-blown spear.
That was a big kill by the Penguins, but then the next time the Panthers had the man advantage, they capitalized on the guy who just sent it wide, Brad Marchand. The far point, Jones sends it deep. Less than 6 to go in the second period. Penguins still hanging on to a 2-1 lead. Ryan Shea shoved into the boards hard by Marchand. Now he's playing keep away against the former Bruin as he chips it over to the near corner. Letang carries it up the near side, out to the neutral zone as Crosby shovels it over, but it's taken away by the Panthers. Now a loose puck gets angled all the way up into the stands, about 10 rows back. And that'll send us to a break. 5:36 to go in the second. Penguins hanging on to a 2-1 lead. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Tender Care Learning Centers, the early education professionals, has been providing quality child care and preschool education for over 40 years. To find one of our 20 convenient locations near you, visit tendercarelc.org. Tender Care Learning Centers is the child care provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
We celebrate the brave, the powerful, pink ribbon wearers and supporters, who turn the fear and uncertainty of a breast cancer diagnosis into strength and hope. At UPMC, we're here to support you with screenings, compassionate experts, and innovative therapies, because we know that sometimes you just need someone by your side through every step of the journey. Learn more at upmc.com/breast cancer awareness.
Protecting your assets should not be. When it comes to insurance, employee benefits, or surety bonding, rely on the industry experts at PITTSBURGH to help you minimize risk, maximize potential, and improve your bottom line. PITTSBURGH, an official partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Penguins with a 2-1 lead over the Florida Panthers, but it's been all Panthers since finding the scoreboard the first time tonight. Hey, Pens fans, building the future takes grit, and no one does grit like Pittsburgh. EQT is ready to unleash the build and power America's next big win. EQT, unleashing America's energy future. Well, Tristan Jarry has been tested. You got to give credit to the Penguins goaltender too, Army. I mean, he has come up with some big save and just a ruthless amount of pressure from Florida lately.
You know, shooting them 9-3 here in this period. Penguins been shorthanded in this second period for 3 minutes. Of course, getting a power play goal, but it'll help from his crossbar and a lot more pressure of late.
Panthers take it again in the Penguins zone. Here's Petrie, high slot, hangs on to it, fires, redirected wide, loose puck, kicked out by Jarry with a right pad save. Bennett still with it, far circle, shot fired, saved by Jarry, loose puck out to the circle again. Second attempt denied by Jarry. Bennett's got it again in the corner. He'll curl around the circle, take it up to the point. Still hangs on to it. Pass stolen by Hollander. Pushes it out to the neutral zone, trying to create his own breakaway. Over to the far side. Centering pass. Clifton downstairs to Novak. They can't connect.
Good work by Hollander on that play.
Swung around the boards. It's Carlson at the point. Fresh off the bench. Sends it deep. Under 5 to go in the second period. Penguins lead 2-1. As Ben Kindle snapped a cross-ice pass intended for Achari. Panthers took it, but now they cough it up. Penguins have it again. It's Kindle near circle. Kindle, go time. What? He scores! A little give and go. And Ben Kindle unloads for his second goal of his career and gives the Penguins back a 2-goal lead.
Wow. That was execution and finish. Ben Kindle kind of started this with an errant pass. It didn't really go to anyone. I was going, oh no. Penguins get on the hunt, get it back. Nothing's happening. And some great play up top at the blue line in the offensive zone, and it's Ben Kindle with a little give and go. But Tommy Novak, what a play by Novak to give it back to Kindle. And it's on his stick, off his stick. His second goal, the 18-year-old, gives them back that 2-goal lead. What a beautiful play.
Arm Dog, you said it. Penguins just had to find a way. This is icing by the Panthers.
I was like, what's it going to take? It's all Panthers here. Just before that, Sam Bennett had like 5 shots on goal.
Yeah.
And they were dangerous. Jarry had to be good. That was a moment right there. 2-1. Jarry had to be good. And that was a sequence where he made like probably 6 saves. In tight, traffic all around him. And then the 18-year-old goes to work in the offensive zone. He's so smart.
Right.
He always seems to have open ice. So crafty. He really reminds me, like his brain and Mitch Marner. If anyone's ever out there ever watched Mitch Marner, he's just a really smart, creative player. And young Ben Kindle has those qualities.
Penguins again with it in the Panthers zone. Shot on net. That's saved by Bobrovsky. Panthers carried out to the neutral zone with 4 minutes to go in the second period. 3-1 the Penguins lead. 18-year-old Ben Kindle giving the Penguins back a 2-goal lead. Reinhart in the high slot chucks it over to the far corner. Wotherspoon fishes it out, gets it to Carlson. Carlson chips it up into the air. Tumbling puck will slow down and buy time for the Penguins to get a change. Now snapped up ahead. Verhaeghe to Reinhart in the Penguin zone above the near circle. Rips a shot, saved by Jari. A glove save for the Penguins goaltender. He's done a nice job of keeping the Penguins ahead in this one. 3:36 to go in the second. 3-1 Pens.
Well, just 3 shots through this period. And not much to write home about after such a good first. Jari shut the door, keeping it a 1-goal game, and then massive goal to make it a 2-goal game by Kindle.
Again, there's still over 23 minutes to play in this game, but it took a little energy out of the crowd here.
That's why it was big. It was all Florida. Kindle just kind of let the Penguins be able to take a breath.
Reinhart slid it over to Forsling just under his stick. That would have been a nice opportunity for Florida as they're back in the Penguin zone with 3:10 to go in the second. Up ahead to Achari. He lost it. Panthers drive. Shoulder save Jari. Loose puck taken by Rodriguez. He went for a backhanded centering pass. Taken away by the Pens, but Florida's got it back. Ekblad, high slot. Shovels it over to the far point. A little spinorama around Connor Dewar, but Dewar not buying it. Pins Ekblad against the boards. The Penguins shovel it out to the neutral zone. Slow rolling puck into the Panthers end. Penguins get a change with 2:40 to go in the second period. Pens lead by 2.
Yeah, that's the difference. The Panthers have found their legs, but they've started doing what they're good at, and they've been winning battles. That's been a big difference in turning it here, too, for them.
Dump it back into the Penguins zone. In behind Jari's net. Lundell feeds Jones wide of the net.
There's another one battle. Florida on the forecheck.
Chipped out to center ice. Brian Rust tried to handle it. The Panthers take it back into the Penguin zone. Fluttering puck that Jari swipes away with his blocker. Panthers with it. Lundell near half wall. Chips it up. High slot. Jones a drive. Doesn't get through traffic. And Crosby will swat it out to the neutral zone. Seth Jones recollects at center ice. Got it to Lundell. He gets taken down to the ice by Crosby. Those two have been going at it tonight. Chipped down to the corner. Mikula plays it off the boards. Can't handle it, though. Raquel comes flying in. Lost his stick going after the puck. Russ keeps it alive at the near point. Crosby sends it deep. Under 2 minutes to go in the second period. Penguins lead 3-1 as Florida chips it out to the neutral zone. Wotherspoon with it. Sends it rink wide to Jones from in between the penalty boxes. He'll sling it down into Florida's end. Far corner, Mikula stopped. Coughed up. Kendall had it for a moment. Jumped off his stick.
Yeah, he was right there sniffing again on that battle. It just popped to him, and he tried to walk it right out front. Just got it knocked off his stick.
Right place, right time. A lot for that kid.
That's hockey sense.
Puck now in the neutral zone. Florida takes it into the Penguins' end. Samoskevich whiffed on a wrister. May have gotten poked away by Hollander. Now Carlson takes the loose puck at the far corner. Chips it back to Wotherspoon and behind Jari's net. Accelerates through the neutral zone. Wotherspoon into the Panthers' end. He swings it around the boards as we reach the final minute of this second period. Brazeau along the boards, cuts through, towards the crease, backhand shot, nearly set up Kindle on the doorstep.
What a play by Brazeau, and he's on it again. The big man. He was 1-on-3 and just walked out of the corner with that puck. Kindle almost had his second.
There's a wrister from the far point from Letang. Brazeau nearly trying to redirect it home. And now the Penguins back in the Panthers zone, but Florida takes it away. Up ahead to Reinhart. Bit of a breakaway, but swept out of the reach thanks to Chris Letang. Panthers still with it. Verhaeghe coughs up the puck. Good poke check from Mantha. 20 seconds to go in the second period. Penguins will clear it down and no icing. 12 seconds to go in the period. Jones up ahead to Verhaeghe. He gets stripped of the puck. Mantha's got it. 6 seconds left. He'll dump it into the Panthers' end. Far corner. 2 seconds, 1. And the Penguins not only hang on to their lead, they add to it. Florida found the scoreboard with a power play goal. They put on a ton of pressure. Tristan Jarry comes up with a handful of huge saves. And then the 18-year-old Ben Kindle puts the Penguins back up by 2. 3-1 the Pens lead here in the second period.
Yeah, outshot 13-6 in that period, and it was looking doom and gloom. Florida found their legs. They found that battle level and started to really crank it up. And you're right, Tristan Jarry, that was a real good period for him to stand tall after giving up that power play goal. We're going to have to go back in the dressing room and find out whatever they did leading to the start of that game. They got to get back to that. But Kid Kindy, Ben Kindle, beautiful, smart hockey play and great finish to restore that 2-goal lead. That's big going into this third period.
They nearly had a second goal towards the end of that second period. But a 3-1 lead for the Pens against the reigning Stanley Cup champs. It'll be a big 20 minutes coming up next. But first, Brian Metzer is standing by. He'll have the second intermission report for us. And a chat, Colby Armstrong as well. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The fabulous trio, Evgeny, Sidney, Chris. I'm excited for these guys. They're going to do it, Phil. They can do it.
You know what? We're under the radar. Whether you're talking about Schultz Ford or you're talking about the Pittsburgh Penguins, we've gone through cycles. We've gone through ups and downs. But people say they're not going to do it. They're over the hill or whatever. You know what they say? Hockey!
What Richard and Phil are really trying to say is there's a Ford in your future. Choose from over 1,500 vehicles, lock in our $500 best price guarantee, and find us at any of our 4 Schultz Ford locations, where great deals are always nearby.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Pittsburgh Penguins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Penguins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Penguins.
Kimberly-Clark Professional is proud to be a champion sustainability partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Together, they are driving change to help reduce impact through a commitment to sustainable products and services. Learn more at kcprofessional.com/sustainability.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now, only on Prime Video.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Mitsubishi Electric have teamed up to transform the game day experience with a new state-of-the-art Diamond Vision video display system. See this display in action and find out why they are known as the makers of amazing by visiting MitsubishiElectric.com today.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins were outshot in that period 13-6 and started to show a little bit of weathering. However, they managed to score the 2 goals that they needed to maintain a 2-goal lead and now lead the Panthers 3-1 after 2 periods of play in Sunrise, Florida. Brian Metzer back here with you, and as I just said, they started to bend a little bit. The Panthers got their legs going, and the Penguins did not break, though. I guess you could make a case to say. They started the period with a big penalty kill to close out those calls that were at the end of the first period. Got through that and got the first goal of the period off the stick of Ricard Raquel, his third of the season from Erik Karlsson and Sidney Crosby with his second point of the game. They got a puck into an area where he was able to shuffle it in behind Sergei Bobrovsky to give the Penguins at that point a 2-0 lead. However, the only penalty of that period went to Connor Clifton, and he went for hooking at 8:08. Brad Marchand, who you heard in the 2 minutes with the old 2-9er segment and in the pregame show, got his 4th goal of the season. And from right there, the Penguins were really on their heels. Marchand had an odd man rush just after that, came close to scoring again, but went wide. Jarry had to make some huge stops. They weathered it all, as I talked about. But then they ended up getting a huge goal from the youngster, Ben Kindle. They worked a give and go with he and Tommy Novak. He made Boquist of the Panthers bite on a fake, or not even a fake, but a pass over to Novak. He got into open space, took the puck back, and scored a beautiful one-timer to give the Penguins the 3-1 lead. When we come back, Hockey Talk with the Arm Dog. Colby Armstrong joins me next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage, used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
What are two things the Pittsburgh Penguins have in common with Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company? Hard work and dedication. If you're looking for heavy equipment, need a specific part, or want expert service, talk to the industry leaders at Cleveland Brothers, your local CAT dealer. We provide solutions and products for construction, landscaping, oil and gas, electric and industrial power, highway, and more. Let us help you score the winning goal. Visit www.clevelandbrothers.com to learn more.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
Dear team, thanks for showing up for me with the best face paint and taunting the other team in the kindest way. For standing on your seat when I need the support and screaming until your throat hurts because you know it makes a difference. For wearing my number. For being the best teammates a player could ask for. At Highmark, we're proud to be cheering alongside the best teammates. Fans like you. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Official health plan of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins 3, Panthers 1 after 2 in Florida. Brian Metzer back here with you, and for the first time this season, joined by my good buddy Colby Armstrong. Army, welcome back. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, buddy. I've been in 3 cities in 3 different days, working 3 different games, so it's been kind of a whirlwind, but that's the NHL schedule right now. Mets with an Olympic year, they're busy, busy, busy.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't know how you juggle it all, my friend. I know I've been busy over the years, but no one's as busy as you. You're the hardest working man in the game. That is for sure. Keep it up. You know what? I wanted to ask you first. I had some other things lined up, but we got to go with this Kindle goal. First of all, I love the chemistry with Novak on the give and go. The fact that Kindle makes Boquist bite on it and get into the open space. Your thoughts on the skill that went into the play overall by those 2 players, and then just where this kid's game is at for an 18-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, he's just, like, the more, I say this about him all the time, Mets, the more I watch him, the more I like him. And you get to see how smart he is and how he positions himself. And, coming into camp, people are like, I don't know about if he's fast enough. He looks fast. He's got that quickness coming on the pucks. Like, it's his hockey IQ of where he positions himself so that he comes on the pucks with speed when he gets the first touch. And I compared him during the game today to Mitch Marner. Like, he has that hockey IQ sense. He has the ability to kind of pull people around the ice. And that play was evident, what you saw from that. And, getting the puck up top, hanging onto the puck, making a great play to Novak inside. Novak, great sense to get it back to him and just moving onto that puck for that one-timer. Massive goal for the Penguins, but beautiful goal for Ben Kindle.
Yeah, I love just watching it all come together. And I heard you guys talking a whole lot, and I was watching it, obviously. The Penguins kind of losing the mo in the middle of the period there, getting put on their heels, giving up the goal there. In years past, at least over the last couple seasons, I think this game would have spiraled out of control. And we've heard so much about the new voice and just the new vibe and everything like that. Your thoughts on where they are now and why they have been able to put the brakes on in those tough situations and a lot of times wrestle the momentum back and take wins and leads?
Yeah, well, they've been pretty consistent here through the first part of this season, I would say, with their game, like their team game. And they've been tough to play against, right? Like, they've been hard on pucks. They've been pretty diligent in the way they play together, close kind of attack style where they're easy to turn over pucks and then they're quickly turning it the other way. I was wondering the same thing, like, what's going to stop the Florida Panthers right now? Like, they found their legs, they found their battle level, they found that bully game that they wanted to play, and really it was Tristan Jarry.
Yeah.
Tristan Jarry was unbelievable this period, and Had a lot of pucks through traffic, a lot of stuff in and around him. He got a little help from his crossbar, but he stopped it. Tristan Jarry allowed them to execute and get up the ice, and it was their 5th shot on goal. Maybe their 4th shot on goal was Ben Kindle's that gave them and secured them back that 2-goal lead. And Tristan Jarry, that was his period, and good in his moments.
I know both goaltenders have had their great moments in the early going here, but him specifically, and I know you and Stag have talked a lot about this as well, what is he showing us this year, Army? He went to the minors last year, he had to bounce back, and he had a good end of the season, and I think we were all waiting to see where he was going to be. I think he looks like a guy that has refound his game, and especially he's getting a lot more action in and around the crease tonight. He didn't have that last game, and he's weathering it really well.
Yeah, he is, and look, we've seen him be able to be good on runs, right? He's been able to string games together. He's a good goaltender, and last year's a year he'd like to forget. There's no question that was a bad year for him. And coming in this year, and with Shelovs as the other guy, and the ability to go back and forth, I think has allowed him an opportunity in between games to kind of breathe, reset, and get ready for the next one. It's working out perfect for them with both guys playing really well out the gates, and this little rotation is maybe a recipe, one for Shelovs to get comfortable here in Pittsburgh, and 2 for Jarry to kind of find himself early this season, and it's worked. So I give him a lot of credit, and coming in with the right mindset and being prepared, but also that kind of role of the rotations Mets, I think is mentally more than anything, I think helped him here early.
Army, thank you, my friend. We'll be doing this throughout your games, throughout the course of this season. Great hockey talk. I appreciate it. Have a good one, brother.
All right. Yep. You know I love hot stoving. Thank you.
I know you do. That is Colby Armstrong. Always great to catch up with him. When I come back, a couple of news bites from around the league on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It takes all of us, to take action and bring awareness to create a better community and environment. Penguins Pledge brings together key Penguins business partners with a common goal to create a more environmentally conscious community. Together with our Pledge Impact partners, Davey Tree, Excelitas, Duquesne Light Company, and WM, Penguins Pledge is a commitment to a better and more sustainable Pittsburgh. Learn more at pittsburghpenguins.com/Penguins Pledge.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
Pittsburgh Penguins, Kimberly-Clark professionals deliver trusted brands like Scott, Kleenex, and Wipe-All to deliver game-ready hygiene solutions that keep facilities clean, efficient, and prepared for action. Learn more at kcprofessional.com.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives, life-changing medicine.
The Steel City knows a thing or two about winners. When it comes to environmental services, WM has been winning for over 50 years. We have over 45,000 MVPs on our roster across North America, from truck drivers to sales professionals and everything in between. And right now, we're looking for Pittsburgh area professionals to join our winning team because doing what's right for our planet is vital work, best tackled together. We offer competitive pay, great benefits, and tons of other perks. Start your new career by visiting careers.wm.com. That's careers.wm.com.
This segment of the Penguins Live Intermission Report is brought to you by Smith's Hot Dogs, proud sponsor of the Penguins and official hot dogs at PPG Paints Arena.
Penguins ahead of the Panthers, 3-1 after 2. Brian Metzer back here with you, and if you're looking for some news bites, one big one broke this evening. Brendan Shanahan, he is out in Toronto, as we all knew. Well, he's going back to his old home in a way. Taking a job with the NHL's hockey operations department. I can't even say the word. I'm so stunned by the news. But I was excited. Shanahan, always a favorite player of mine over the years, and to watch Shanny land on his feet. I did chuckle. We all should be so lucky as to work in an industry where you kind of get chewed up and spit out of one division in the company, so to speak, and you land on your feet in another division of the company. Because ultimately, all the teams in the league, it's one big company. I know it's not set up that way. They're all their individuals, but they always kind of work together that way. So good for Shanny. When we come back here, Joe Brand and Colby Armstrong will have third period action for you on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It's time to get hyped for the NBA season on SiriusXM. From the Knicks looking to take control of the East.
The clutch player of the year will not be denied. Jalen Brunson puts the Knicks in front.
To Cooper Flagg's debut in Dallas.
Welcome to the league, Cooper Flagg.
And the Thunder defending its title.
Behind the board, knocks down an 8-foot jumper. SGA has come to play tonight, baby.
You'll hear every game on your radio and the hometown announcers on the SiriusXM app.
Under review. And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Winnipeg Jets head coach Scott Arniel. Has that number changed with the Olympics compressed schedule for Connor Hellebuck?
He keeps pushing for 82 games, certainly with this year and what's kind of going on. It is something that we seriously have to look at, and if we want to play well into June and to make that run to the Stanley Cup, I need a guy that's going to be able to be fresh for that whole stretch.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game. And when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken. Don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, this show has never changed. We're just back home. And it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Centers.
Hockey comes alive.
Pedersen scores.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Well, a big goal by the 18-year-old Ben Kindle after a handful of huge saves from Tristan Jarry has the Penguins ahead 3-1 through 2 periods here in Florida. They're trying to take down the two-time reigning Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. He's Colby Armstrong. I'm Joe Brand. Army, this is going to be an intense 20 minutes. The Panthers really brought their game in the second. The Penguins did a nice job of weathering the storm and then adding on to their lead.
Yeah, I don't know what it was to me. Was it the Panthers just found their game, or did the Penguins kind of take their foot off the gas? And so that'll be the questions that they had to ask themselves at that second intermission and get back to their game. There's no question that Florida found that bully game. They found their legs, and they started to dictate and win those battles. What a period by Tristan Jarry. After giving up that power play goal to Brad Marchand to kind of weather the storm until Kindle could strike. So they've got to get after it here. That forechecking game that they had in the first period, quick on pucks with numbers and battle level, and get back to that simplicity of that game. This sounds like it looks like a period. Brian Russ hasn't scored yet this season, but I could see a big goal from him. This line has looked much better, much more in sync here tonight.
Well, you heard it here first. Drop of the puck. Third period is underway. Opening faceoff brought to you by number 1 Cochrane. Panthers have it in the Penguin zone, and on the doorstep was Luosterainen. Puck popped up in the air, skimmed the netting, but the Panthers already out of the gate threatening.
Just a simple rimmed-in puck, and it just kind of popped out to the middle, and they were right on it. And I think Carlson got a stick on that. If he didn't get a stick on that, I think that's a little slam dunk backdoor play off Luosterainen and in. Carlson just did enough with his stick to break that pass up and thwart that attack.
Penguins now attacking from left to right in their white road sweaters as they ice the puck down. Florida Panthers in their home red sweaters, they're attacking from right to left. Sergei Bobrovsky still in net for the Panthers. Tristan Jarry in net for the Penguins. First and only visit for the Penguins here at Amerant Bank Arena. And these two teams won't see each other again until April 4th. And then they'll wrap up the season series on April 5th, both games in Pittsburgh. Face off to the right of Jari. Crosby against Lundell. Crosby wins it. Wotherspoon sends it around the boards. This will go down for icing again by the Penguins.
Well, for the Penguins here, you can see what they did to start this period as the Florida Panthers. They rimmed it in. They got a chance off of a forecheck. They're a really good forechecking team. And so the Penguins are going to have to do a good job thwarting that by picking guys, getting in front of guys, preventing that, and at the same time executing to make plays to get out of their own end.
It's on the Penguins. Break it out. Here's Brian Rust in the Panthers zone. Takes it down to the corner. He's double-teamed, though. Marchand comes away with the puck on the near side. Gets it up to Lundell. To Luosterainen. Dumps it down into the Penguins' end. Rattles around the boards over to the far corner. Letang cuts off Marchand. Swings it over to Erik Karlsson. Now Rust up ahead, but it's stolen by Lundell. He gets his pocket picked from Sid, but puts the puck right back. Dumps it into the Penguins' end. Karlsson stops it. Letang takes it. Up ahead to Sid, who will chip it down into the Panthers' end near corner. Penguins get a change. Loose puck taken by Brazeau. Mantha now at the corner looking for a centering pass. Panthers broke it up. Malkin comes cruising in behind the net, up to the near side. They'll take it to the near wall, all the way to the point to the high slot Mantha. Downstairs, Ryan Shea, far circle, centering pass trying to connect with Brazeau on the doorstep. They couldn't.
Just about connected. Good read by Shea. He's tried to use himself as a backboard on that play. This was all started with a good forecheck this whole shift.
Oh, the Penguins still had it alive in the Panthers. And now a whistle blown. This is going to be a penalty on the Penguins. And Malkin can't believe it.
You know, just a cycle play off the puck. The Penguins kept that play alive with good forecheck. It was Mantha before that disrupted, that led to Malkin coming on and creating that Ryan Shea opportunity. And then just off a cycle down in the corner, Gino came through on a loose puck and kind of swiped the legs out from underneath Lundell. Yeah, it was a battle. He was right in front of the ref, though. He was right down there in the corner and makes this call on Malkin for tripping. Panthers will get another shot on the power play after that Marchand goal in the second period.
That was Malkin's left foot. That's the back of Lundell's right skate. And the Panthers back on the power play. They've got in the Penguins zone. Rister redirected high and against the netting. Just 9 seconds gone on the Penguins kill.
Justin Jari got a piece of that through traffic with his glove. Chatting right now with Parker Wotherspoon and just saying, where do you want me there? Getting out of the way on this penalty kill so you can see that. Jari giving him some directions. Give me this lane. Let me see this lane.
Lazat to take the draw to the left of Jari against Evan Rodriguez. And Florida controls. Walking the blue line, it's Ekblad over to the far point. Downstairs, jumped off the stick of Luosterainen, cleared down by the Penguins.
Luosterainen had like three things going through his mind there. Shoot it, pass across crease, or bunt it to the guy in the high slot, to that bumper guy, and his brain short-circuited.
Panthers back into the Penguin zone. It's Rodriguez, near side, flips it up. Ekblad drives it, saved by Jari, and he'll squeeze the rebound to freeze it with 1:21 to go on the Penguins PK.
Ekblad just sifted that through from the point with Luosterainen, and looked like Verhaeghe kind of providing two layers of potential deflections. I think Verhaeghe might have got that, but Jari with another good save.
Panthers control on the draw again. Jones walks the blue line, gets it to Samoskevich above the near circle, downstairs to Reinhardt at the corner. Back up to Samoskevich towards the slot, downstairs to Reinhardt. He drives, he scores. Jari got a piece of it, but it still bounced past him. And the Florida Panthers have their second power play goal of the night. They get back within one. It's 3-2 Pens with 17 and a half to play here in Florida.
And just off possession here on this power play, it looked like Jari was fooled as it worked down from Samoskevich over to Reinhardt. to the right of Tristan Jarry, just inside the dot. Reinhart was able to get pretty good positioning on that. Jarry looked to kind of stumble or be fooled as he thought he might have passed it, and instead it was a short side wrister that just beats him over the blocker, but it looked awkward for Jarry on that sequence.
Yeah, he kind of went up and to his right, and it caught the bottom of the blocker. I think Jarry anticipated it to be higher than it actually was.
Yeah, it just looked awkward, like he just didn't read it correctly or something. Nonetheless, Sam Reinhart could score. He's got a nifty little shot, and he beats Jarry to make it a one-goal game again.
It's another power play goal, and now the Panthers looking to add on more momentum. Reinhardt's shot gets blocked by Ryan Shea. Loose puck along the end boards as Reinhardt kind of spears Shea into the boards. Played along the near wall. Malkin will send it around the boards. The far side, Letang snaps it up to Mantha. Got it to Brazeau. He's double teamed though, trying to drag the puck free. Can't get it around Verhaeghe. Rodriguez in the neutral zone. Dumps it into the Penguins' end. Rides around the boards over to the far half wall. Caleb Jones saves a hit from Marchand. No, he took the puck away down to his knees, tried to get a pass off. And got it to Verhaeghe for a moment, but the Penguins take it back. Now stretched up ahead to Crosby into the Panthers zone. Raquel pokes at it. Bobrovsky slows it down, but Raquel takes it back, sweeps it up to the point. Well, never got there. Lindell stole it away for Florida. Marchand now into the Penguin zone, far side. Curls around at the half wall. Cross-ice pass. Got to nowhere, but Lundell, the Forsling, a one-timer, kicked wide. Not sure if it got through traffic or Jarry steered it wide. Another drive blocked by the Penguins' traffic. Kindle tries to sweep it out to the neutral zone. He'll get just enough on it to do so. The Panthers take it back. 16 minutes to play here in Florida. Penguins lead 3-2. Bennett, near side, takes it into the Penguin zone, carries it down to the corner, defended by Carlson. Carlson strips the puck, gets it ahead to Tommy Novak. Now to Kindle. Those two teamed up on a give and go to give the Penguins the lead at 3-1. Now it's Hollander. A drive just went wide of the crease.
Somehow he got that out front.
Wotherspoon a drive. Shoulder save, Bobrovsky. Kindle up to the point. There's a stick out on the ice. It's one of the Panthers. Carlson to Wotherspoon. Far point. Shot fired. Saved by Bobrovsky.
Looked like Kindle may have deflected that shot from Wotherspoon. He just got a piece of it to Bobrovsky.
Well, the Penguins showing some good push.
Now there's a good shift right there by that line. The third line for the Penguins, a Kindle line.
Now chipped up ahead, threads the needle to Dewar. A drive, he scores! Connor Dewar puts the Penguins back up by 2 as Hay 19 stays hot.
Goals in back-to-back games, the fourth line. Yeah, they work hard. Yeah, they'll overwhelm you. Yeah, they'll shift momentum. But they can produce as well. And Connor Dewar, his third goal here this season for the Penguins. And goals in back-to-back games now. Just a quick play up ice through the neutral zone. He's kind of all by himself, one-on-one. A little cut-in, a little backhand, forehand cut-in. It looked like the defenseman read it well, as what also just enough. It kind of hit something. I think his off-speed fooled Bobrovsky. He's mishandled a few kind of tonight. That one just snuck right through his blocker.
Yeah, Jones was the defenseman on Dewar, and you're right. He didn't get a lot on it. It was almost
off-speed knuckleball, almost like, you know, it fools you. I think it got Bobrovsky on that one.
Change up.
Dewar with goals in back-to-back games. What a run for him here right now.
And once again, the Penguins answer back after a big power play goal from Florida. 4-2 Pens, 13 and a half to play here in the third. Letang sends it rink wide to Brazeau. Tries to send it deep. Malkin couldn't handle it. Raquel breaks it off from Reinhart in front of the Panthers bench. Penguins take it back. Up ahead to Rickard Raquel, down to the corner, scoops it up along the goal line. Couldn't take it over to the far side as Forsling, who was claimed off waivers by the Panthers 6 years ago. And the Penguins take it back in the Panthers zone. Corner for Crosby, around the boards up to the near point for Clifton. Clifton wrists one, blockered out of the way by Bobrovsky. Rebound to the far half wall. Jones sends it deep. Crosby kicks it along the wall. Over towards the point, backhands it to Clifton. Clifton downstairs, went for a redirection for Raquel, but the puck gets deflected up into the air and out of play. Well, the Panthers score, but the Penguins strike again. Connor Dewar with his third goal of the year, and it's 4-2 Penguins with less than 14 to play here in Florida on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The chase for the MLS Cup is on Sirius XM FC.
Messi with a left-footed shot at the brace.
Hear every postseason goal.
Thomas Muller! Oh, what a finish!
Every breathtaking moment. Until a champion is crowned.
Cue the celebrations!
Follow the road to MLS Cup on Sirius XM FC 157 and streaming on the Sirius XM app. Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Ward Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, scores!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps and there's a chance. Rebound Caulfield shoots and scores.
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Well, the Penguins with a 4-2 lead. They're in the third period in Florida. 13:51 left in regulation. Panthers picked up their second power play goal to get back within one goal. Second time tonight they've done that. But for the second straight time, the Penguins answer back. Tonight it's Connor Dewar.
I thought that Kindle goal was big. Here in the third period, it was that power play for the Panthers. Gets their second one of the night. 2 minutes and 25 seconds later, Dewar, individual effort up ice, gets a shot off that kind of fools Bobrovsky to get that 2-goal lead back again. So big.
Well, Connor Dewar now has 7 goals in 25 games since being traded from Toronto. Here's Sid. His shot gets blocked. Rebound. Can't get through traffic. Panthers take it.
Oh, Raquel came right onto that puck, too, and was just about to pound it. It was taken off his stick. In a perfect spot.
Forsling chips it out to the neutral zone, but the Penguins ready to get back in the Panthers' end again. It's Crosby near circle, back up to Rust, over to Jones, far circle, shot fired, gets deflected near corner.
There's a quick play execution by this top line again for the Penguins. And they just start moving it like automatically like that. It's pretty to watch.
Puck in behind Jari's net. It's kicked out towards the slot. Rodriguez couldn't get a handle of it, though. Penguins take it the other way. Caleb Jones sends it deep down to the near corner. Seth Jones tries to shovel it along the wall as Rodriguez can't handle it. Panthers now take it, though. Verhaeghe accelerates into the Penguin zone. Can't get around Wotherspoon. And Hollander will sweep it out of harm's way to the neutral zone for Seth Jones. And back to Mikkola. Dumps it into the Penguins' end. Rattles around the boards to the far corner. Wotherspoon plays it off the end wall. Up ahead and cleared out. Here's Ben Kindle. Scored his second career NHL goal tonight. The Panthers break it up on the near side. Carried out to the neutral zone. Rodriguez over the Penguins' line in the slot. Backhanded pass for Verhaeghe. Denied by Jari. Second attempt is still kept out by the Penguins goalie.
He was battling. Jari was battling with Panthers just raining down on him in that situation. Guys crashing the net. Forehand to backhand play. By Verhaeghe. So crafty, Verhaeghe. Game-winning goal last game for them to snap a 4-game losing streak. Jari just stayed with it, kind of stretched his right pad out as in the crease. Verhaeghe goes backhand to forehand to try to drag him out of position. Jari just stuck with it and hung on to it.
Remember Hagee's goal with 26 seconds left on Tuesday in Boston as this one goes out of play. Gave the Panthers the win and their only win of that road trip. 4-2, the Penguins lead, 12:13 to go. Face off to the left of Jari, it's Lizotte and Bennett. Bennett sends it over to Petrie. He couldn't handle it, though, in front of the blue line. Panthers chip it back in. Jari leaves it for Letang. He scoots it up to Blake Lizotte in the neutral zone. Into the Panthers' end. Near circle, ripped a shot wide of the net. Dewar handles the rebound, swings it around the boards. Caught a bad bounce, though, slowed down at the near corner. Letang going at the puck against Samoskevich, and the Panthers take it away. Boquist snaps it up to Bennett. Just out of his reach, taken into the Penguin zone. Near side. Loose puck in the slot, poked away by Dewar, but it's swept away by Petrie of the Panthers. 11.5 to go in regulation. Penguins lead by 2. Chipped down to the end wall, kicks off the back of the cage. Luostarinen brings it over to the near side of Marchand. Pitches it up to the point, kept in by Forsling, but the Penguins sweep it out. Panthers looking to get back in the Penguin zone again. Forsling dumps it in around the boards. Marchand at the far corner waits, sweeps it over to Luostarinen. Centering pass, shot and a big save by Jari. Lundell at the bottom of the near circle, ripped a one-timer. And Jari may have coughed up a rebound, but he's still able to freeze it and keep it 4-2 Penguins with 11 to go here in Florida.
Yeah, that's a tough save for any goalie. But it's been a tough save for Tristan Jari. Plays that start behind and pop out into that soft spot. Behind the net, out into that soft spot. And off a forecheck, it gets to Lundell, right to, or Luostarinen, right to Lundell. So from down low, Jari has to get out on that puck, and he did. Kind of just trapped it with his glove against his pad, it looked like, and then fell on the rebound. Big save from Jari once again.
Panthers are outshooting the Penguins 24-15. Puck in the Penguin zone. Forsling a drive, got redirected, but wide of the net. Carlson gets slammed into the boards by Reinhart. Loose puck in front of the crease, taken away by Raquel. They'll backhand chip it up into the air, goes tumbling into the Panthers, and Forsling whiffs on a clearing attempt. He gets wrapped up by Brian Rust. Crosby glides in there, can't get a handle of the puck as the Panthers snap it away. Ekblad from center ice tried to sweep it deep. Verhaeghe picks up the loose puck, gives it over to Reinhart. Near circle, centering pass, sizzles wide of the net. Over into the far corner, and a hard check from Crosby sends Rodriguez into the boards.
Rodriguez getting up slowly.
Shot by Bennett is saved by Jari. 10:17 to go in this third period in regulation. The Penguins lead 4-2.
Well, the Penguins just have 8 shots in about 30 minutes of play right now. They dropped the puck in the second period when the Panthers started to crank it up, but timely scoring. Some big saves from Jari, and they're up 2 goals here as we head into the final 10 minutes of this game. Scratching and clawing are the Penguins tonight.
Yeah, you're right. The Penguins are being outshot 18-8 over these last 2 periods. Face off to the left of Jari, and the Panthers control. Boquist takes it in behind the net. Slow rolling puck to the near side. He races to it, brings it up to the point. Mikkola sends it deep. To Bennett, the near corner, he takes it up the wall. Over to Mikkola again, who sends it deep again. Down to the corner for Boquist. Blake Lizotte poke checks it. They fight for the puck, swept out by the Pens. Dewar chips it along the glass. It goes out to the neutral zone. Races on the near side. Seth Jones chucks it forward. Panthers take it back. Bennett in the Penguin zone. Far circle, drag, shoots. Pad save, Jari. And Jari will sweep it out to the neutral zone.
Yeah, that was a reaction. Right leg pad save, which kicked that puck right out into the middle, and Jari on the back pressure just swiped it right out of there. Puck was kind of laying there. Big save from Jari once again, but good job to clear it.
Less than 9.5 to go here in Florida. Penguins lead 4-2. Seth Jones passed to Lundell, missed him, and goes down for icing. 9
drifted into the Panthers' favor.
Panthers break it out into the Penguin zone. Marchand downstairs. Lundell denied by Jari. Right pad save.
Carlson kind of took a stab in the neutral zone with his skate at a puck, and it got through him, and away the Panthers went. Another huge save from Jari.
Florida back in the Penguin zone. Lundell near corner. Stuffed into the boards by Jones. Here's Marchand. Backhand, he scores. A centering feed towards the crease. Marchand with one move. He had Jari on a string. And a backhand shot is Marchand's second goal of the night. And once again, the Panthers are within one goal. It's 4-3 Penguins with still about 9 minutes to go.
This line again, this is a good line for them. It was good in the playoffs. It was good when Marchand came back to the lineup for them last year. They put him in this third line position. Now with some injuries, they've kept it together here. And they are effective off the forecheck. It was similar to that chance that Jari just shut down with a glove save where that puck comes from down below the goal line out front. This time Marchand, instead of shooting, takes it across to his backhand and has Jari over-challenge and kind of over-commit on that play. And I think what's going on in his brain. Do I stay in my net? Do I come out and challenge and make the save? And it's a hard bang-bang decision to make. And Marchand with his second of the game here. One goal. And hang on, folks.
Penguins back in the Panthers zone. Kindle a drive and a glove save by Bobrovsky. 4-3, the Penguins lead with 8:30 to go in regulation here in Florida. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Hey, Pittsburgh fans, this is Phil Bourque. In hockey, big goals cause big momentum shift. As we all know, our Penguins have scored a lot of big goals over the years. As a founding partner of the Penguins, PPG also likes big goals and is pursuing them off the ice to better the Pittsburgh community and the world. Through their Colorful Communities program, they team up with community partners to protect and beautify neighborhoods globally. Since 2015, they've completed over 500 projects, including one I had the chance to be a part of right here in Pittsburgh. We like big goals because when we score them, we all win.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
No matter the occasion, there's always a reason to celebrate with a DQ ice cream cake. Creamy DQ soft serve and the chocolatey crunch center is great at any get-together. Customize yours today at DQ.com. DQ is the official ice cream and ice cream cake of the Penguins.
This is Phil Bourque, the old 2-9er. Smith's is the official hot dog of the Pittsburgh Penguins and PPG Paints Arena, with recipes over 85 years old. Ask for Smith's hot dogs by name at Giant Eagle and other fine retailers. Smith's, it's a hot dog night in Pittsburgh. SmithsHotDogs.com.
Hey fans, whether it's friends, family, or co-workers, Penguin Group tickets are the perfect way to experience the action together. Learn more at PittsburghPenguins.com. Well, the Penguins still lead. It's 4-3 over the Florida Panthers, but there's 8:30 to play in regulation. Brad Marchand with his second goal of the night. The first even-strength goal for the Panthers to bring Florida back within one, and that even-strength goal allowed by Tristan Jari is the first one he's allowed in over 141 minutes. That's over 7 periods.
Well, coming in tonight, he allowed 7 goals this year. Coming off that shutout in San Jose as well. Some good outings together in this goalie rotation here for the Penguins. He's going to have some magic down the stretch here. It looks like there's a penalty called.
Yeah, the Penguins are going on the power play.
I didn't even see really what happened. It's Ekblad in the penalty box right now.
This could be a big break for the Penguins. Sid scored a power play goal 6.5 minutes into the game. The Penguins 1 for 1 on their power play tonight. And they control in the Panthers zone. Carlson along the blue line to Crosby, far point. Back to Carlson. Interference, the call on Ekblad. Now in the crease for Malkin. Backhand shot, centering pass, Crosby. He scores! Another power play goal for the captain, and just what the doctor ordered. The Penguins go back up by 2 as Sidney Crosby has 5 goals in his last 4 games.
And 9 points. And to steal a line from the Hall of Famer, Mike Lang, you'd have to be here to believe it. The execution on this power play goal was absolutely insane. Once they got the setup, guys rotated in their position. Sid to the left of Bobrovsky. Russ worked his way over to his side, and Malkin in the middle. I didn't think Malkin could make a play off that, but that play down low to Raquel and the bang to Sid back door was art. What a goal.
It really was a thing of beauty. One of those things where you expected the next pass to be the setup for the goal until the last piece of the puzzle was Sidney Crosby at the bottom of the near circle. And it's back to a 2-goal lead for the Pens. Under 8 to play here in regulation. Puck in the Panthers zone, far corner. Pulled away by Samoskevich.
What a dagger. What a goal.
Samoskevich over to Boquist, but Achari breaks it up. This hit the referee at the far corner. Shea will pull it away.
I mean, a penalty that didn't look like any. I didn't even see the penalty. Interference on Ekblad. Second power play for the Penguins. And they're 2 for 2 on the power play here tonight. Been huge for them. Crosby with both power play goals. And it did not take long for them to execute off of one face-off. And it was precision playmaking. Bobrovsky got a bit of it, but not enough. It just kind of trickled over him and in. I don't even know how he got over there. The passing was so fast. It's like me in beer league when I head fake a guy, and I go back the other way and he didn't fall for the head fake, and he's still there.
Another big save by Jari. So much it knocked him down. Some traffic in front. Florida keeps it alive in the Penguin zone. Chip back. Lazat will take it away. 7:10 to go as this one hits the curved glass.
Well, right after that goal, Joe, they came out with that Lazat line again. I mean, that's the recipe for Dan Muse. He uses those guys in a lot of those situations. Massive goal, just send out the grind line.
You got half the lines named already.
I know. I stole that one. That's an old Detroit Red Wings, the grind line. Pretty successful line for the Red Wings for a lot of years.
Everyone pitching in once again here tonight. Everyone's looking to close out these final 7 minutes. They've got a 2-goal lead against the 2-time Stanley Cup
Jones
champs.
went in awkwardly down there. Marchand was right on him, and he's limping off the ice. Caleb Jones, just on a dumped-in puck, was going back for it. Penguins ended up icing it here, so Jones could get off the ice, which is good, but he was tied up with Marchand going in on that puck. It's a hard job being an NHL defenseman, and his brother Seth Jones out on the ice right now looking on as Caleb goes down the tunnel. He just had nowhere to go once he kind of got engaged in contact with Marchand, and his skate just kind of swiped out. It looked like it was his left ankle. He kind of jammed going into the corner, right into the boards. It looked harmless as Marchand engaged in contact, but Jones just looked like he lost his edge, and that's always scary when you're going back like that and you lose your edge. And he was limping off right away.
He's still standing up behind the bench right now, trying to walk off some of that pain, and now he's taking a seat back on the bench.
Yeah. Maybe just tweak something.
But you're right. I mean, when his left skate went into the corner of the boards and the ice, it just kind of
buckled. You could see it wobble, yeah.
Yeah, wobbled. Panthers with it. One-timer saved by Jari. Rebound, swept over. Loose puck. Gets in behind the net. Marchand cranks it around the boards. No one's at the far point, though. Forsling has to race it down.
Well, Jari just could not corral that rebound. It just kind of hung around in there. Dangerous play.
Marchand back in the Penguin zone. Does a nice move around Sid. Fires a shot. Jari stops it, sends it wide. Panthers go for a centering pass. They're buzzing once again. Lundell far half wall. Shot fired. Saved by Jari. Loose puck. Marchand denied. Big save on a kick from Tristan Jari.
That was a scorpion save by Jari. Down and out. Completely done. The puck found its way to Marchand coming out from behind the net out front. And Jari just kicked his heels up in the air. What a save.
Jari denying Brad Marchand of the hat trick.
Wow. That's a highlight reel. You're going to see that. Save of the year.
He keeps it a 2-goal lead for the Pens with less than 6 to play. Loose puck in the crease. Swept out of there by Brazeau. And now stretched up ahead. Mantha, a bit of a breakaway, and it's swept out by Bobrovsky.
Oh, his pocket was just picked. Brazeau just kind of banked that up the ice, and Mantha was reading it. He was going. He was on his horse. He had a breakaway. Just got his pocket picked the last second.
Mantha with it again, near side of the neutral zone. Takes his time, tips it back. Achari drags it into the Panthers zone, but swept away by Reinhart. Verhaeghe now into the Penguins zone, near side of the circle. Drags, shoots, got blocked. Connor Clifton getting in the way of it. Wotherspoon takes it in behind the net. Bounces it around the boards over to the far side. Puck on edge into the Panthers' end. 5 minutes to go here in Florida. Penguins lead 5-3. Damaskevich over to Ekblad. His interference penalty set the Penguins up on the power play. Gave them back a 2-goal lead. Here's Boquist drive. Stick save, Jari. Dewar in the near corner of the Penguins' end. Tries to kick it along the boards. Clifton out to Lizotte.
Way to battle out of that situation. Down low in their own end in the corner. All kinds of pressure and able to execute and get out.
Battle for the puck in behind Bobrovsky's net. Hollander pulling it from the goal line. Up along the boards for Novak. Fought for by Forsling of Florida. They're still chipping away at the puck. Kindle pushes it up, but it's taken by Boquist of the Panthers. In between the penalty boxes, it's lost. Erik Karlsson's got it. 4:14 to go in regulation. Penguins lead by 2. Ryan Shea in the neutral zone. Lifts it up, chucks it down to the near corner. Played off the boards by Belinskas and just missed a big hit by Ben Kindle. Now Petrie. Center ice, he'll chip it into the Penguins' end, near corner. Shea scoops it up along the boards, over to A.J. Greer. Chipped over on the far side. Loose puck is taken now by Karlsson. He'll lift it up in the air, tumbles to the Panthers' end. But that will be far enough for icing. 3:42 to go here in Florida. 5-3, the Penguins lead.
Well, I just cannot believe the save that Jari made.
Yeah, we're finally getting a replay now.
Yeah, some extended play, and that puck just was a shot from the boards, and Marchand just walked out front, and he had a goal. It was a goal. And Jari just kicked his legs up in the air, laying on his belly, kicked his heels up in the air. The scorpion save, keeping this game a 2-goal game for the Penguins. Unbelievable.
In slow-mo, you could see how Jari's right leg was going up just as Marchand was taking hold of the puck.
And when you're in tight, you're like the saying is, in tight upstairs. You want to elevate that puck, a goalie down. Usually not a lot of room. They like to take away the bottom of the net, and Marchand did everything right. It's Jari in pure desperation mode, laying on his stomach. Somehow, the presence of mind to just desperation mode, kick his foot in the air, making a highlight reel save. Really, Jari's second period, too. Here in these moments in the third period, a big night for him. I wonder what they're looking at right now. It might be scoreboard.
Not quite sure. The officials at the scorers table come back out ready to go, I think.
Clock issue, or what do we got here?
Did they change pucks?
Sort it out. We're changing pucks. I know they like to do that.
Well, they're still chatting things over.
Well, the Penguins, great start to the game here tonight. And find a way to put this thing away. 2 for 2 on the power play. Virtually canceling out the Panthers' effort on the power play with 2 goals of their own. Just timely scoring. The Kindle goal, late in the second, later in the second, and Connor Dewar, his second goal in his last 2 games. Everyone's chipping in.
The Penguins have never trailed in this game. Florida has gone within one twice. Twice.
Well, the Panthers on their side are going to say we weren't ready to go. It wasn't a good start. We got down. And then all they're going to say is their goalie played good.
Yeah.
Jari has played well here tonight.
Bobrovsky on the bench.
3:42. Lots of time here with this pull. And the thing is here right now is their guys are all getting rested up. They're big boys that are out there. I mean, they've got all their big horses out there. This is a real extended, delayed review of some kind.
We are in the final 5 minutes of regulation here tonight, so that means if the Penguins score, you win a free Big Mac. Penguins score in the final 5 minutes of the third period of any game this year. You win a free Big Mac via the McDonald's app. Offer is valid for 3 days following the game where the Penguins score on the Big Mac attack.
It is right now?
It is right now.
Wow, I've seen they've been handing out Big Macs lately. Everyone loves that.
Courtesy of the Penguins.
I know I do.
More of a McDonald's guy than a...
No, because it was an icing. What were they checking here? Now they're making Kindle go back on. Crosby's off the ice for this face-off. So the 18-year-old with a massive draw against Lundell here.
And here we go to the right of Jari. Again, empty net for the Panthers right now. 6-on-5. Penguins lead 5-3 with 3:42 to go. Penguins control. Around the boards, it goes to the far point. Marchand keeps it alive, sends it deep. Verhaeghe at the corner. Up to Marchand. Downstairs to the corner. Up to the far half wall. Verhaeghe in the circle to Marchand to the high slot. Back to Verhaeghe. Bottom of the far circle. Back up to Marchand. High slot. Wrist one. Doesn't get through traffic. Loose puck. It's taken by Kindle. He'll chip it against the near wall.
What a block in front. I think it was Ryan Shea. It stung him. He just got off the ice.
Still an empty net for the Panthers. Marchand to drive. Big save by Jari. 3:11 to go in regulation. Penguins still on top by 2. And Marchand has been getting robbed by Tristan Jari after he's picked up a couple of goals. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network presented by S&T Bank.
Add some ghoulish grooves to your Monster Mash. With the ultimate Halloween party mix. It's Halloween. The Freaky 50. A spooky selection of songs to make you shudder and dance. Find the Freaky 50 along with many more Halloween specials in the SiriusXM app. Just search Halloween.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Penguins lead Florida 5-3 with 3:11 to go here in the Sunshine State. 8 fans unleashing AI takes brain power and real power from right here in Pittsburgh. EQT fuels the innovation driving the big play. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
think just 2 empty netters for the Penguins this year. Lizotte in New York, opening game of the season, and then Sid in Los Angeles on that road trip.
Bobrovsky still pulled as Carlson clears it down. Puck bops around in the neutral zone. Seth Jones scoops it up. Under 3 to play here in Florida. Penguins lead 5-3. There's an empty net for the Panthers. Jones up ahead, dumps it into the Penguins' end. Icing waved off as it's cranked around the boards by Carlson. Fight for the puck in the near half wall. Kept alive at the point, Reinhart. Towards the crease. He fires, doesn't get through traffic. Brian Rust with it. Sends it up ahead to Sidney Crosby, looking for the hat trick. Crosby, near half wall, he feeds Carlson, and it goes wide. Now over to Brian Rust. Loose puck over to the far side.
Well, that was Achari. Achari up, just missed that wide open net as Sid put it over on him. Just on his backhand.
Panthers take it back. Shot on net, blocker save, Jari. 2:15 to play. Penguins lead by 2. Still the empty net for the Panthers. Samoskevich gets his pocket picked. Lizotte goes after it. Got tripped a bit. No whistle blown. Up ahead, Lundell. Bottom of the near circle. Downstairs, Reinhart. Samoskevich near half wall. High slot, Evan Rodriguez. Slides it over to Samoskevich. Back up top. This time Ekblad. Wrist one. Doesn't get through traffic. Loose puck in the crease. Whiffed at by Samoskevich. Backhand shot. Saved by Jari. Kicks it over to the near corner. But Samoskevich keeps it alive for the Panthers. Under 2 to play. Ekblad high slot. Samoskevich near circle. Shot fired. Blocked by Brian Rust.
Just kicked his leg out.
Ekblad high slot now. 1:40 to play here in Florida. Penguins lead by 2. Samoskevich towards the slot. Whiff of a shot from Lundell. Can't clear it out. Brian Rust lifts it up into the air. It got kicked wide. And Rodriguez picks it up off the Panthers bench. Now Malkin trying to strip the puck. Rodriguez can't get around. From the neutral zone, he'll take it back into the Panthers end and reset. 75 seconds to go here in Florida. Penguins lead by 2. Bennett with some speed in the Penguin zone around the cage. Over to the high slot. One-timer Ekblad. Saved by Jari. 68 seconds to go here in Florida. And Tristan Jari has come up huge a few times tonight. 5-3, the Penguins lead.
Well, it's crunch time here. I got to imagine these Panthers are going to call a timeout. Paul Maurice is looking right now. Maybe not. Nope, yep. Here's the call. Timeout, Florida. Yeah, that was a save. Sam Bennett in all the way around the net, finding, I think it was Ekblad high in his point position through everybody once he rounded the net. As he walked into that one-timer, and Jari just made the pad save, and the puck laid right there for him to cover it up. Some big blocks from guys. Brian Rust, Ryan Shea, Wotherspoon. Some sacrifice to hang on and battling to get this game across the finish line, Joe.
Well, earlier today, Paul Maurice said that the Penguins' hot start has not been a fluke, that they have earned it. And right now, they're trying to earn a win against the reigning Stanley Cup champs, and they're 68 seconds away from doing so. And to be fair, this Penguins team played Florida tough last year 3 different times. They beat the Panthers at home in overtime, and then they lost the following 2 games here in Florida, both in shootouts.
16-4 shots on goal here in the third. Oh, it's a kitchen sink and everything thrown at the Penguins and Tristan Jari.
Sid to take the draw, and it goes wide. Off the face-off, off the board, just wide of the net.
That was off a face-off going forward. His hand turned over and almost hit a bank shot. All the way down, just missing. Sidney Crosby, wow.
Almost scored from the face-off dot. Now he takes it away, gets it up to Raquel. Chucked ahead for Russ, but batted out of midair by Seth Jones. Sidney Crosby on hat-trick watch as well. Here's Lundell back in the Penguins zone. Seth Jones high slot. Samoskevich far half wall towards the net. Big save by Jari. 35.4 seconds to go here in Florida.
That would have been unbelievable. Face off to the left of Tristan Jari, and Sid's so strong on face-offs with his hands, right? He can just go forehand, he can go backhand. This one he went slap shot. Off the boards, right in front of the penalty boxes, and just started angling towards the net.
See if he can do it again. Face off to the left of Jari. Face off.
They've got Lundell back in that spot. Samaskevich back off of that to block that slap shot off the face-off again.
Sid wins that draw. Shea gets it over to Letang, swings it around the boards, tumbling puck into the Panthers' end. But too slow for icing. Jones picks it up with 25 seconds left here in Florida. Up ahead to Lundell. In the Penguin zone, chips it forward. Far circle shot, saved by Jari. Rebound up front. And the Penguins take it. Ryan Shea with a backhand swat out to the neutral zone. 10 seconds to go. Jari leaves it in behind the net for Letang. Whoa. Crazy angle that bounced right past Jari. Samaskevich with it. Centering pass won't go. Far circle shot from Luostarina goes wide. And that will do it. The Pittsburgh Penguins hand Florida their first loss here at home. A 5-3 gutsy victory as they allow the Panthers to come close, but never even. And Tristan Jari, with a stellar night, comes up big late a few times, and the Penguins win their fourth straight game, 5-3 over the Florida Panthers.
A close call even at the end, although they did have a 2-goal lead. Chris Letang banking it off a Panther forechecker that almost banked in off of that player, off of Jari and in. Well, what a night for Tristan Jari. What a start for the Penguins here tonight, Joe. They came out, they were firing 5-man units, just one after the other, winning battles, executing. And then when this game got hard, the Panthers found their legs. They found that forecheck. The Penguins had to dig in, and Tristan Jari did. And what a game for him. Really 2 periods of excellent hockey from Tristan Jari to close this thing out, and some timely scoring. And the big boys got it done. Extended point streaks, extended goal streaks. Crosby with a heck of a night. Malkin with a good night. Carlson with a couple points. Power play with a couple goals. And the Penguins just keep rolling.
They win their fourth straight. They beat the Florida Panthers here in Florida. The Penguins are going to head home for a couple of games at PPG Paints Arena, but they also win their third straight road game. And all of this happening after that tough loss in Anaheim on a rough penalty, rough ending to the game. This team turned things around and turned things around quickly.
You know, they've dug in completely, and it's just amazing to watch kind of how this thing has progressed to start the year here.
Let's head on downstairs and bring in Ricard Raquel.